pretend that you and I feel the same. So what is left? I gave everything away, and I wasted my time with you. There is no time to feel alive. There is no time for you and I will run away. I can't take this anymore. I don't feel the same way I did before, so run away. Don't love you anymore, and you can't stop me, my love. I don't feel the same way I did before. Let's not pretend that everything is okay. So don't pretend that you and I feel the same. So what is left? You gave everything away. You wasted your time with me. Whoa. There is no time to feel alive. There is no time, so say goodbye. I will run away. I can't take this anymore. I don't feel the same way I did before, so run away. Don't love you anymore, and you can't stop me, my love. I don't feel the same way I did before. You are wasting your time. You're wasting my time. You're wasting your time with me. Run away. I don't love you anymore. I don't feel the same way I did before, so
Yo, what is up, everybody? What is going on? It is August 12th, 2020, and I am the host, your host, the Geeks Forever host, the host of this podcast at least, Jesse Goku, King Mexico. What is going on? And always joining me, it's my co-host, the hostess with the mostest, the man with the plan, Keyblade Sonic, and Jace.
Hi.
Very, very exciting on my end, I guess.
No, it's okay. Mr. Pringles himself, this salty man with the plan. The guy
Extra hot today.
extra hot, looking extra hot today with his
Bleak.
purple covering and Pringles. And what flavor is that? It's just extra hot?
Extra hot.
Extra hot. Chili and lime.
Chili and
Chili
lime.
and lime.
Chili and lime.
I am too pale for this background.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. And joining us today, we have a very special guest, Mr. Brad Duct Tape. Duct Tape.
It's
What's
two
up?
words.
What is going on, sir? Thank you for joining us on the podcast. Welcome.
I'm just quickly sharing this so everyone on here can see it. There we go. That went on through. I'm pretty good. How you guys doing?
Hello. Welcome, Maddie Delforge. This should be fun. Yes. Dandelion, first comment of the day. Congratulations. Everybody clap. Everybody give Dandelion a thumbs up. We're not being sarcastic. We're just congratulating. We need to start giving out prizes to the first commenter of every video.
We're poor. No.
We're very poor. I'm fucking poor.
Giving you a free Patreon plug.
We will
We plug everybody. It doesn't matter.
we will give you a hug. Or we
Also
will hug
just
if you don't want the hug, we will hug a cactus.
I'm not volunteering for that reward.
No, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, one word of advice. Whenever intoxicated or high on vitamins, don't ever receive a hand job from a cactus. It's not going to end well. Anyways, what's going on? We have a lot to talk about today. We're going to talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh tournament releasing a statement about the cheating that went on, the fixed voting, the cheating that
Pay
went
for
on.
play.
We're going to talk about the Avatar live action Netflix series that they just made an announcement and they released a statement online for everybody. We also have a few other things to talk about today. What do we got? What's on the skitty, Sonic? What's on our menu? We're going to say instead of the skitty, because that's a Rod Ryan show thing, we're going to say what's on the menu.
What's on the menu? What's on the menu today? There's actually going to be a con in Michigan that's still going to go on despite another one despite the convention, and they look like they're not going to stop at any time soon.
Oh shit! All right, Jace, what's on the menu for us today? I know you had something besides the Yu-Gi-Oh, or was that it?
I shared that, but yeah, we'll
I was the
discuss-
one that shared that.
I'm sorry, I had her like in the spot. I was like, okay.
I brought the guest who knows the thing or two about conventions in the North.
Well, no, because I asked you to research the convention, Sonic.
I did. I got clips. I got stuff on it.
Well,
Oh, you asked him. I thought you asked me.
I asked both of y'all to research it so he could have something to talk about, so he could lead the pack. Because I don't always want to lead the pack. You think I like just sitting here and listening to my own voice?
I
Don't
do.
judge.
I mean,
I talk to myself all the time.
Not really. I've heard myself digitally, and I sound real. Like I know what I sound like in person, like because I hear myself. But then I hear myself on a video. I'm like, man, I sound way different.
it happens.
It's kind of like the first time I saw Drowning Pool. I listened to their album, and then I hear them live. I'm like, whoa, what the hell happened? All right, so welcome to our podcast, Mr. Brad Duct Tape. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what you do and who you are? I know we said your name, but
Well, I'd say the long story short, I am a YouTuber. I've been doing it for about 5 years. I'm also a cosplayer. I've been doing that since 2005, so I've been on a lot of that. I have staffed, worked, and guested at many cons, so that's why I know what's going on with YomaCon. I've been going there for years. That's an interesting situation. On the other matters we'll talk about later, I have some interesting info on that. But yeah, no, I've done a wide variety of things. I do prop work, I do cosplay. I'm an avid fan of Power Rangers, Sentai, a bunch of other stuff. Pretty well-rounded, so.
wow, I'm laughing a little at the comments. Ari is making fun of me. He's like, "Oh, get him, Jason." Yes, Goku, you like to hear yourself. No, I don't. Okay, so I didn't know all that about you. When Jace had pitched you as a guest, he's like, "Hey man, this guy's cool. We should have him on the show." Because you told me to suggest a guest for the show. This is who I'm bringing. I'm like, all right, sounds cool. Plus, he's from the North. He has firsthand knowledge about the stuff that we were talking about. I'm like, okay, bring him on. I didn't know you were like a YouTuber, prop maker, astronaut.
I don't think I'm an astronaut yet. I've blown up enough things that I could be an astronaut, but not quite that.
Not quite that. So,
You don't meet the height requirement.
there's a height requirement to be an astronaut?
Yeah, I'm a little too tall to be it.
What the fuck? Okay,
You have to be under
anyways.
6 feet.
He's
you
a
can't,
giant.
you're not that much taller than me.
I'm talking about Brad as a giant.
Yeah, I'm 6'6", so.
Holy shit. You can't tell from the YouTube video.
No, I've got my nice comfy lawyer chair. I mean, I know they sell gaming chairs and that, but they don't fit me. So I have this really comfy, well padded, and it's low to the ground. So that because all those other
That's
ones
because
just
you
sit-
got to buy like the gamer chair with people with big asses.
Yeah. I got a one for back support, and it didn't fit me. So my fiance's got it in the next room. She loves it. So.
Okay, so tell us about your YouTube channel. I didn't even know you ran a YouTube channel.
Oh yeah. Well, I've been running one. The best way I got into YouTube was by accident. That's the best way to say it. Who remembers about 2015 when Mom Isn't Home was that viral video that was going around? The dad playing on the trombone and then the kid slamming the stove.
Right.
I know it's an old meme, but it was, I lived in Michigan at the time and I was moving. And another viral thing out then was Five Nights at Freddy's. So I made a full Freddy Fazbear outfit, and we made Chica the Chicken outfit, but I was moving. But the truck I got was too small, and I couldn't fit most of it. So it's the night before I'm going to leave, and I'm like, I have to pitch after this. So one of my friends goes, well, this is a funny thing right there. And I was like, you know what? Why don't we do this in the costumes where we're filming it, and we threw it together in like 10 minutes. And what's funny is I'm filming it, but my friend is in my costume now. Remember, I'm 6'6". He was like 5'8". So this costume he's swimming in. And every take we do, the helmet keeps falling off. So like the Freddy Fazbear head, and we keep laughing. And eventually he holds it, and I said, you know what? Let's just screw around. Do something funny. Well, he kind of chest slams in the costume, but the way he's doing it, he slams forward in the outfit, and we lost our shit. So I'm like, I don't do YouTube, I don't do Tumblr, whatnot. My friends goes, this is hilarious. You need to post it online. I'm like, okay, yeah, whatever. We'll go ahead and do that. I posted it on YouTube, and the next day we're eating lunch, and the thing's already got 20,000 views, and I'm like, oh, okay. This is awesome. So I moved back to Illinois to visit my family, and one of my friends is like, well, it did really well on Facebook. Do you have a YouTube? And we all did like a YouTube when it started back in like what, 2008 or something like that.
Yeah.
Or I says, no, I don't, but I'll go, and I couldn't get into my old account, so I made a new one, posted it, didn't think anything. I think like a month rolls by, and then I start getting email notifications. It's like, oh, you're getting so many views on this, and it keeps going up. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is the thing. It's getting attention or whatnot. 5-6 months later goes by, and one of my lovely convention friends, Allie, she's one of the con liaisons for like anime. Well, it used to be for Anime St. Louis and a bunch of stuff around here. She would help guests get into cons. She's like, you need to start just making videos for it. So I did it. Come July, I get an email from YouTube, which I thought was a spam mail. And they're like, yeah, we need your financial information. And I'm like, I don't know. Getting a random email that says they need your financial information. Well, they were wanting to put me into the partner program, and they needed a way to pay me. And I'm like, oh, I know. My friends are like, oh, yeah, people have been partnered before. You might make $20 or something like that. No, it's like the first thing. They're like, yeah, we're waiting to send you like $1,500. And I'm like, what? And I thought that was like all that, but they backlogged my video because you get like a quarter for every 1,000 views. And I was like, oh, I guess I'll start on YouTube. Now I say back when YouTube used to make money, because now it does not at all make money like that. I have a lot of friends that do the, has anyone ever heard of the YouTuber by the name of Markiplier?
Yeah, everybody's
Right.
heard of
Okay.
Markiplier.
I haven't. Anyone who's lived under a rock.
Fair enough. I've mentioned Mark before, and people are like, I don't know who that is. Is he PewDiePie? Yes, he knows Felix. I've made friends with Lord Minion, who is Wade, and Bob, and I've met Mark several times on that. But I still keep in contact with Wade a lot, and a couple of the YouTubers. It's just you meet them throughout the years of working with stuff like Indie PopCon, and YouTube just doesn't pay what it used to. I still post and I still do things. It's just kind of a hobby, but it's like you learn what works and what doesn't. I've got a lot of videos I just threw up there that okay, this is stupid funny. I want to do it. There's no effort put into it. And that's what gets the attention. And then you get the ones that you actually try and work on and put some effort into, and you pour your heart into it, and it gets
shit.
views. Yeah.
It gets shit. Just real quick, I want to address some comments because we had some people commenting. So we're going to go up. Mitchell says, there is indeed a height requirement to be an astronaut, like 5'6". Ari says, you going to show that ass or not? No one has ever said anything about showing any ass around here. Maybe Rachel. I mean, Raph.
We had no pants Monday.
No
apparently.
pants Monday. Maddie says this is his fiance. I'm his fiance, and I look short next to him. XD face.
She does.
Ari, I don't think we hit that paid tier. They are greedy. We're not greedy. And then he says, fair. We're not greedy. We don't panhandle for money. I panhandle for Dragon Ball stuff.
The ball stuff's pretty nice.
It's his retirement plan behind him.
That's right. That entire wall behind me, besides the Ninja Turtle cabinet and that dresser, are the only things you're going to see behind me that are not Dragon Ball. Everything else on the wall behind me is Dragon Ball. From the beginning of the wall to the end of the wall, Dragon Ball.
Nice.
And you can't see it in the camera, but even the little DVDs over here are Dragon Ball.
Well, then you like what's in my living room. I have a wall scroll signed by like 90% of all the Dragon Ball cast.
Nice.
Yeah, it's taken a couple years to fill up, but I'm missing OG Dragon Ball and some of the, and you'll get what I mean by this, some of the first and second versions of Goku and Bulma to sign it.
Right, you're talking Ocean Dove.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, I know all about them. I met Sean Shamo. He's a bit of an ass.
Tiny bit, yeah.
He's a fucking asshole. He's a fucking asshole. Fuck that, man. And that pissed me off like to no end. And I talked about it when Epic Voice Guy was here. By the way, I don't know if you knew, but we actually had the Epic Voice Man from the Honest Trailers.
I caught that, and I was just like, wait, that guy sounds a lot. Oh my god, that is him.
We were
That's
shocked
everybody's reaction that watches our podcast. It's like, hey, you're fucking kidding. How'd you get him? Well, we had to go do him a favor. We had to go fondle his McNuggets. And then he agreed to be on the show. No, that's not what happened. Just Raph happened to be a friend of his, and she got us in contact with him, and he agreed to do the show, and we agreed to pay to go watch his show on Zoom.
I just did it
Nice.
anyway.
Yeah, I didn't know it was
It's
not
pretty
free.
He mentioned it, but he had
He
some real
did
good
not
jokes in there.
mention it.
He did. I watched it again. He did mention it.
Oh, well, maybe I just wasn't paying attention. He wasn't talking about Dragon Ball, so I wasn't paying attention. Yes. So, the YouTube thing, we're on YouTube as well. We're actually live streaming right now on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook at the same time. So
I got the Facebook one up over here. So
the Facebook one is our most popular one. We offered him an expired coupon that's out of my price range, an expired Subway coupon. I was talking to another YouTuber yesterday, and I realized that we do a couple of things wrong. Some of the YouTuber podcasters, not the YouTuber podcast, I'm sorry, the Facebook podcasters that are also on YouTube share the shit out of their video. They share their video like 30 times in like a bunch of groups whenever they go live. I share it once. On a good day, we'll have 20 people watching at once. And then we'll have like 300 views throughout the entire podcast. On a bad day, we have like 5, and then we'll get like 75 views. So, you know, I try not to like bombard people with the podcast because I don't really want to like have to force people to watch it. I want people to want to watch this, and that's happened a lot lately. You know, we've had a lot of like people just come and like they catch the show like, okay, yeah, this is actually funny, it's interesting, and they'll come back even when Jace isn't here or Sonic isn't here. They do come back because we did a live reaction to Death Battle, which got me in trouble with YouTube.
Shouldn't have streamed it on YouTube.
I shouldn't have streamed it on YouTube.
oh yeah, the YouTube bots are brutal.
They got me for 2 things. One, streaming Death Battle, which is owned by Rooster Teeth, and somebody said the Rooster Teeth is owned by AT&T.
Yeah.
And having the word death on the title of the video.
That is pretty weird.
Yeah, Rooster Teeth bots themselves are brutal, and then you get YouTube in with that too. Oh yeah.
Strike.
And they gave me a verbal warning.
Slap on the wrist.
Yeah, they just had some cops show up and beat my ass with nightsticks. That was all.
I don't think that was YouTube.
it was just cops.
That was just some cops that were bored.
Are you sure? Because they said something about YouTube. Maybe.
they
Maybe or
probably-
that.
They said
Or maybe-
get the tube.
Or
Oh.
maybe they
Beat you with
said
a
maybe they had some subliminal messaging to say, hey, they'll probably say some message, but like if you like unscramble the words, it says anime matsuri.
Oh god.
They unscrambled my brain, so yeah, I think it was anime Matsuri.
Anagram.
Maybe
John
it was
Luke.
Matsuri. This ass beating is brought to you by Anime Matsuri. While getting your ass whooped by the police, don't forget to go to animematsuri.com to buy your badge today. It comes with free
$15.
sexual harassment.
We'll mail it. We'll mail it to you for $15.
That's right. You can pre-order it right now for $40, and it comes with a free sexual harassment claim. And for $10 additional dollars, we will mail it to your house with a tracking number. If you only
For an
pay
extra
$5,
$5.
no tracking number. I'm gonna get sued.
Yeah. They'll cut your internet off first.
Mitchell says I tipped them off because they saw you on YouTube.
Yeah, these people, these fans ain't loyal.
Yeah, no, we so our YouTube channel, we noticed that on Facebook it works a lot more than on YouTube. I guess on YouTube, if I put more effort into it, and if I tried harder, it could do really well. Like I did a video, and I understand what you were saying. Like there was a video that I put like a lot of effort into, and it was about Franklin Armstrong from the Peanuts.
Mm-hmm.
Because on July 31st, it was like the anniversary of when he was first introduced, like 50 or 60 years ago.
And that was a big deal.
And it was a big deal because he was one of the first black characters in a comic book that had such like a big backstory. and like people were against him. The publisher was against him being in there, and it was this big ordeal. But he stayed. The creator stuck to his guns, and now it's like a part of comic history. So I made that video. The fucking video got like 15 views. But I posted a video of me a long time ago in a wrestling ring getting flipped over and landing on my head and almost breaking my neck. That shit had like 1,000 hits.
The stupid stuff will get the views. It definitely will.
Yeah, that kind of happens a lot, even on my YouTube channel too.
You gotta get those smooth brain people to watch your stuff.
That's right. That's why our OnlyFans is going to be us filming videos. We're going to be filming videos of us eating cereal.
We're gonna get the weirdos.
Oh man, I've learned well enough. Anytime you see something that instantly goes, "That's kind of stupid," I pull my camera out and record it, and it's just like, people are like, "Why do you do that?" And I'm like, "It pays off.
Just
6
in
to 8
case.
months from now, maybe, but it pays off."
It does.
This is an investment.
It does.
People,
Right.
I mean, people watch the angry video game nerd torture himself. Why can't I film myself eating cereal?
There's
You're
a
killing
market
yourself
for it.
slowly.
And eating it slowly too, like.
Uh, some weirdo's gonna love that.
He's like, yeah, eat that cereal.
Someone will want that.
That's right. Eat
mean,
that
if you-
cereal.
If you want a prime example of this, sounds like a dumb idea. Who's going to pay attention to it? You guys all in here are fans of the Resident Evil series.
Yes.
A little bit.
I like it.
Okay. So a couple years ago, when technically last year, when Resident Evil 2 came out, I threw together a Mr. X, kind of an updated outfit, and we wanted to make a Fortnite joke that Mr. X is so scary, but secretly he's kind of cringe and is doing Fortnite dancing. And I had a friend that I kind of sneak around a corner, catch Mr. X doing some Fortnite dances, and he got caught, so he's chasing you down. And it was just another like 30-second really dumb video that we just threw up there, and it kind of blew up overnight on Twitter. And I'm like, oh, again, I don't mess with Twitter much, but let's tweet it on here. Didn't think anything. So a whole year goes by, and we go to SAC Anime out in California, and the voice actors for Leon, Claire, and Ada are all out there, and we're chatting with them. But there was a person that came up, a YouTuber by the name of Susie, but you might know her as Sphere Hunter, so like one of the bigger Resident Evil YouTubers out there. And right off the bat, she's like, I know this kind of sounds a little bit weird, but are you the Mr. X that does that really weird Fortnite video? And I'm like, I don't know anyone out here. Why is, yeah. She goes, I love that video, and got into that. And it's like, you never know who's going to get into it, because I didn't know who she was. And I had some guy come up to me and goes, you realize who was talking with you? And I'm like, no, I don't fucking know who's talking to me. And they're like, she does this, she's Fear Hunter. And I'm like, oh my God, she's like all the big like Silent Hill videos and all the Capcom stuff, and she does stuff with Residents of Evil. And I'm like, oh, but it's like you never know who's going to get in what and what not. So hell, even that same weekend, we were posting funny photos in Mr. X, and one of the main designers for Resident Evil in Japan came across the photo and retweeted it. And he's like, oh, it's fun seeing fans out doing that. But it's all in Japanese, and it's like, oh, I don't know who this is until I got home. We had a really bad internet all weekend there, and I got back. My friend goes, oh, one of the main designers for the Resident Evil 2 remake retweeted your stuff. And I'm like, you just don't know. I mean, if it's fun and you excitement, just post it. So, I mean, hell, that's how Jason and I officially kind of met in person. Was we knew each other online, but it was Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds.
I didn't know that you were fucking 6'6". I'm talking to you in line, and I was like, "Oh, that's nice." I was like, "Fuck Sacker Hale over here. What the hell?"
Well, you were in oh God, what was
That
the
was a
outfit from
shitty
5Ds?
I was Hunter Pace that convention.
Yeah.
I only play background characters. I don't play main characters.
Hey, I have not seen hardly anyone do 100 pace. I thought that was pretty cool.
He's in 1.5 episodes. There's a reason you don't see him, and he loses in both of them.
But his cards were awesome. I loved his cards.
They look cool. They kind of suck.
Yeah, they work good in the games. Once you kind of start getting into the whole, the further you go into Yu-Gi-Oh, the more it starts becoming like you're getting into trigonometry, and you're just like, oh,
Technically, Hunter Pace beat Bandit Keith. Just gonna point that out there.
he did. He did. A lot of people beat Bandit Keith, though.
Maddie has a comment. Your fiance
What do you want,
are
Maddie?
the hilarious video that moderately okay cosplay got of you two?
Okay, so moderately okay cosplay, real cool dude down in the Florida area. Capcom approached him about being their Leon when they were doing the RE2 campaign. So I'm like, he pulls off an amazing Leon in cosplay wise. So I wanted to get a photo with him and my Mr. X. Now, moderately is just shy of 6 feet. I have a good half foot over him, and he got a video of us in his autograph line of me just chasing him around, and people like, oh, that's funny. But he threw like some creepy suspenseful music in with it, and again, another example, really goofy, kind of dumb, just it's the moment kind of thing. That one costume was fun because when I was putting my mask on with that, it's really form fitting. I wasn't trying to scare someone, but I put it on and turned around and made a girl in the autograph line shriek because she wasn't expecting some like pale faced gray guy to stare at her. Oh, this is the hazards of cosplay.
I like that new video you did recently where it was Mr. X cooking. That's hilarious.
I was so hot in that costume because it was.
You're wearing a giant trench coat and a rubber mask over a stove.
Well, it wasn't the stove. It was, we had a huge heat front coming through, and it was humid as all get out. But I wanted to do that idea because if I didn't, I wouldn't ever do it. And when we finished up with it, I walked outside and took my mask off, and it just soaked with sweat and everything. I'm wearing a wife beater underneath, so I can't see if you can tell, like a tank top. Because they're starting like, oh, you can see your neck, and I'm like, I'm not wearing anything else underneath that. Oh, it's so fucking hot. And that whole jacket's all leather. That thing's beautiful, but it's nice in the winter though.
Quick shout out to one of the clans from the Texas Renaissance Festival. I shared this video in their group, and I promised I'd give them a shout out.
Ooh, Ren Fairs.
Ren Fair is awesome. I love.
He doesn't go there for the Ren Fair though.
I don't go there for the Ren Fair.
Does he go there for the Dragon
TRF
Slayer
Camp Not Water. They're called Camp Not Water. They're one of the Texas Renaissance Festival groups. Really cool people. Really cool bunch. Love them. Love them.
He goes there to party at the campgrounds.
Whoa, my cousin shared my Geeks 5 Ever post. Wait, which one did he fucking share? He better not be sharing the memes. My phone won't load it because it's dying. I don't know. Phones are weird when they're about to die.
Help me.
I have.
No.
You talk about like you met you met a YouTuber or like this really popular person. I've actually met a couple of celebrities who I didn't know who they were until after I had already until I met them. Like I was at there's a club in Houston called Numbers Nightclub. Anybody from Houston that's watching, Numbers is an old ass nightclub from like the 80s.
It's still going strong.
It's still going strong. Classic Numbers every Friday, except not during the pandemic because they're closed. So I go on Saturday. They have a concert. They're not saying who the band is performing. So I go, and I don't like going to the clubs, or I don't like going to bars because I'm very outspoken when I feel comfortable. If I'm in an
introverted extrovert.
Yes, I am not very out there if I'm out of my norm. So I'm at a club, and I have to I dress up as Goku. So I'm cosplaying Goku. I'm at this bar. I'm hanging out in the back with these guys. They're like, hey, do you come drink with us? Like, dude, fucking badass. You're Goku. The dude's buying me drinks. We're all drinking like, yeah, woo, party. So we're all getting shit-faced. And then the next thing you know, the guy's like, hey, man, just stick around, dude. We'll be back. We got to go do a set. Oh, fuck, yeah. You guys are the band that are performing? That's fucking cool. He's like, yeah, man, we'll be fucking back. No, don't worry. It's not going to take us long. So the guy, they're going up. We're in the back area, and there's like this little kind of half a garage door. It's open, so they go around back there, and there's an announcer from Numbers that's working. He's on the stage. All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our secret performance by Alice in Chains.
Nice.
And I'm like, what? No, I wasn't like who. I'm like, what? Because I had heard of Alice in Chains. I knew they were famous. I knew they were a big deal, but I never heard their music. Because I always I always assumed Alice in Chains had a girl lead singer because of the name Alice. I'm like, dude, I don't know them, but I know them. Whoa, I know who they are, but I've never heard their music, and their music was fucking badass. I liked it. I didn't realize that I had met Alice in Chains until after drinking with them for like an hour.
And what happened when they got back?
I don't remember. I blacked out. They kept buying us drinks. Like, if they weren't buying the drinks, the people were buying the drink. You got to buy Goku a drink, too. Is he your mascot? Yes. Buy him a fucking drink. It's fucking great. I love getting free drinks. Especially when I went to Mardi Gras and they gave me free drinks as Cookie Monster. All the DJs from all the big radio stations, get Cookie Monster out here. We're going to take shots together. We're doing shots. Next thing you know, I go from Cookie Monster to Floor Monster because I'm passed out.
The best form.
The best one. So, you're from the north. From the north, fuck. There was a better way I could have put that.
He's in Game of Thrones. He's from the north.
He's from the north.
Yeah. I'm not up north enough to be the Canadian, with the Tim Hortons and the maple syrup, but
So-
I'm up in the Chicago.
So, we want to get this one out of the way.
Okay.
You've had first experience with conventions like Anime-zing Con and what are the other cons?
Milwaukee.
Anime
Milwaukee. All those. The ones
Anime-
that we know that the person is associated with.
So
Mm-hmm.
like Anime Midwest, Anime Milwaukee, Anime-zing, Zap, Spark, whatnot.
Wait. There's one called Zip, Zack, and Spark.
There's Zing, it's Anime-zing,
Uh-huh.
Anime Zap, Anime Spark. He's got like 20 different names for these cons because he's got them all spread everywhere. I will just mention him as he whose name should not be mentioned because I don't want him to sue my ass. But
Yeah.
Voldemort.
I mean, he pretty much is. Yeah.
We'll call him King Koopa.
Aw, that's
Don't
an insult
beseech
to
the
Koopa.
name.
Oh,
of King
yeah, you're
Koopa.
right. You're right.
Koopa's
Let's not beseech
cool.
King Koopa.
Hey, he's
I
an
think
asshole, but he's an
Voldemort's
asshole
good.
that provides for his kids.
Well, here's the thing. Like, the reason why we've talked about him, we're not going to say his name anymore.
Right.
We've talked about him before. We went on Anime News Network.
Mm-hmm.
So we had found out that he was suing a group, and they were called something Nerds and Ties. They were called. He's suing a group called.
Nerd Tie, yeah.
I don't know if you're affiliated with them before I start talking
No,
shit
no,
about them
no.
too.
but I know about them. They're up here local. Yeah.
Right. So I have nothing against them, and maybe I can contact them and get them on the podcast. But I read their blog, and it seemed like more of a personal attack.
I can see that way. I remember reading the article on that. They were very dedicated on a few points. Let's put it that way.
Right, but the reason why it seems very personal is because they don't have any sources or sites. They don't have any like, this is where we got our sources from. This is where we got our information from. They just say, click here for another article, and it's to another one of their blogs. They don't have any actual like source information. Like, whenever you write in college, whenever you write a paper, you have to cite your sources.
Right.
They don't cite their sources on the blog. They say, click here, and then it goes to the source cited. That's not how that works. You have to cite your sources. Sorry.
I got what you mean.
Whenever you're going to, especially if you're going to do an article where you, like, are tarnishing somebody's reputation. And, like, the thing is, like, we did go after him. I'm not going to lie. We did. But we showed, like, on this live stream, we actually showed where we were reading the information from.
Right.
We got information from posts on Tumblr, Anime News Network, Nerd and Ties. So we're reading to what's available on the internet. And
Yeah,
we
there's go ahead.
okay, no, yeah, there's a lot of information. And not only that, but there was this one guy that went to Anime-zing Con. And he went to Anime-zing Con this year. And this is a convention that still went on during the pandemic. So he has pictures. He had videos and pictures. But on his post, there are just an insane amount of people that are just bad-mouthing him for going. They're like, oh, how are you going to support a pedophile? How are you going to support a rapist? How are you going to support this kind of person? Like, you know.
Right.
So
I think I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
So there
I saw
is.
that photo you just snuck in. I saw that.
What was that?
It was the he who should not be named, but it's from a
You
chain
can't really
company.
see him though. Your shiny bald head blocked it.
I recognize that
Oh, there
shitty
he is.
ponytail everywhere.
Oh man, take that down. You're gonna get a suit. You're gonna get me sued.
Hey, it was at
You're
the
gonna
thing.
get me sued and sent back to Mexico.
Well, actually, the microphone was blocking the logo pretty well. That was actually pretty convenient censoring.
Yeah, but you know how these people are. They
Oh, I know.
I'm conveniently stupid. That's what I am.
Oh, that sassiness is the ultimate.
all he
the
has to
ultimate
do is
instinct.
like announce that, oh, I'm suing a Mexican guy, and suddenly he's got the president and all of his supporters sending him money to help sue me.
We would take out this Mexican.
We would do it together, because all they ever send is a rapist and drug dealers and that one guy that runs a shitty podcast.
Not bad. Not bad.
Not as good as John, but okay.
Ashley Spence says there were 400 people at that COVID con. That is a lot. That is a lot of people. That is an insane.
That's a lot.
What is your take on the? What is your opinion on the convention still going on this year, despite COVID? I don't know what your stance is on COVID, like how you feel about it, because there's a lot of people that feel like, oh, it's just another version of the flu. I think it's destroying society more than it's actually killing people. Honestly,
it's definitely being weaponized. Oh, I mean, I'm not saying it in any conspiracy theory kind of way, but I mean, like, people are using it for advantages in a lot of things. Bezos used it to advantage for higher rates and everything else, and people take advantages whenever they can. But like, oh no, computer, we are not restarting.
there goes our guest.
That's all the time we had.
The whole
That's all the time we had
down,
today.
and it's like, do you want to restart your computer? I'm like, no, stop it. You do it when I record games. Now, cons still being run at this thing right now. I've only seen a few small handfuls of like little toy gatherings, and whatnot. The only anime con I've seen locally that's done that was the Anime-zing. I know why a lot of these cons though, like, so for example, people were talking about Youmacon earlier.
Well, just to share a little info with you, there was one in Florida called Collective Con.
I didn't hear about that
Jacksonville.
one.
They went on. They're a big convention actually, and they had big name guests like Jason David Frank there.
How many people did Collective Con had? Is that like a 10,000, a 5,000?
I think normally they're like a 30,000 people con.
Okay.
I think they might have drawn like a couple thousand. Who knows? We didn't.
They had reduced their number at wills. Like they were only going to allow a certain number of people in there.
I think they
Right.
were going to allow like one like I think they were going to go down to like 20% capacity.
I mean, I'm going to be very careful how I phrase this. It makes sense because businesses still need to make money. To me, I look at it as you can't go to this thing, but we still let people go in Walmart and all these other shopping plazas where they don't regulate any of this. I find if you're a smart enough person and you avoid and are careful in your own sense, that takes care of 90% of it. But you're always going to have the idiots that don't do anything or never put their mask on or whatnot. But,
Well, here's the thing, and I trust the people at fucking Walmart more than I
Right.
trust con goers. And the reason
Oh,
why I
yeah.
say that is because and like I'm not trying to like and badmouth the community, but we always talk about this. We always bring this up. You can't expect cosplayers to respect social distancing. You
No.
can't expect them to respect the rule that we have to wear a mask. You can't even expect them to respect
Personal hygiene.
personal hygiene. You can't even expect them to put on fucking deodorant and bathe. Oh, let me get a hug. Come here, Water-chan. And they smell like they haven't bathed in a week and it's been 3 hours.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even when you shower and deodorant and clean up and you go out in a cosplay, 2 hours later, they're like, "Why are you leaving the floor?" I am soaked in sweat. I have to go change.
Right.
Oh,
But I'm talking about like the,
That's what good people do.
where's my hug?
oh yeah, yeah. When the people do that, like I did Baymax one year in the Armored, and a lot of kids were hugging me, which is fine. I figured the kids aren't dirty or anything, but you'd have like the teenagers, and then you'd have the ones, and it's in the middle of summer, so I'm sweating in the costume, but they're sweating too, and they hug you, and all like the middle pinch joints where I have cloth and fabric, their sweat is seeping through when they're hugging me, and I'm like,
Oh, they're infecting you.
yeah, but I'm wearing the mask, and my friend Jeff, who's is hero, and he's like, "You okay?" And I'm like, "I have to go burn this costume."
We got a few comments that we need to acknowledge real quick. Just real quick, shout out to Downtime Gaming who's in the comment section. If you guys want to check him out, he's on youtube.com/Downtime Gaming. I think right now he's playing a Resident Evil game. I haven't been able to follow him that well. He's also been streaming more fighting games on the PS2 and PS3. I'm gonna see if I can help him out a little bit with streaming his video games.
What
we
Resident
also
Evil game
have.
is he playing?
I don't know what he's playing currently right now,
Okay.
but he was playing like Capcom versus SNK 2.
Ooh.
He was doing it with an arcade stick. Ashley Spence says, I used to be a vendor for anime cons, and COVID took away a lot of cons. But honestly, I wouldn't want to be at cons with this going on. The con plague that you get at cons is going to be the dang COVID. Yeah, so like that's another reason why I don't think anime cons should happen, because there was
Any kind of general.
Yeah, and Sonic can elaborate on this more. There was one individual. So Anime Matsuri is one of those conventions in Houston to get a lot of bad rep because they have a really bad reputation. And they had originally they postponed. They were going to happen in July. They postponed to August. And then they finally decided that, you know what, we're just going to postpone until next year.
And also because the city was getting involved too, the pressure from
The city had forced them. They had forced their hand, and they had no choice at that point. So there's one individual who goes on there, who and Sonic will tell us about the rant because he does a better voice. But I just briefly, real quick, like he goes on a rant about this convention. And
he does, and
yeah, go ahead and tell us about the rant so I
it.
can.
Okay, so the cons. Wait, yeah, let me just look for it. Just keep talking. Sorry.
Yeah, okay. So he goes on this rant about the con. So he talks about, well, you know, he starts blaming the people for it. He starts blaming the people. Your negative comments are the reason why the convention's not happening. Okay, we have a lot of people that use conventions, Comic Cons, gaming cons, retro gaming cons, tabletop cons, fucking whatever convention you can think of out there. They use it as a way to escape.
Mm-hmm.
And like honestly, people use it as an escape, as a vacation. So people go there. A lot of people are gonna drink. A lot of people are gonna get drunk because honestly, I've been to a lot of anime conventions, and it's really hard to stay sober, especially when the room smells like ass. I was like, oh my god, do you smell that? That means it's time to drink.
Yeah.
Go ahead and read he's gonna read the message for us.
Do I read it in the voice?
Yeah, sure, why not?
That's why we
Okay.
have you on.
All right, so this guy pretty much this is literally like a minute or two after they announced they were canceled. They were gonna move it to next round. So he goes, well, I guess that's it. Pretty much the only con I get to go this year is gone. All because of people spreading negativity news, which is all lies, that they claim it's real in their eyes. And everybody bullying me here. I really wanted to go because of it helped my mental health since I had almost half my life. I had almost bought a ticket a few weeks ago. People before things were shot to hell, and I blame a lot of people. Now I have to cancel my hotel as well. So thanks a lot, everyone. I'm going to take a vacation somewhere out of my state, and I don't care what anyone says. Don't get me started with all your false protests and your BS garbage as well, because you people are one of the reasons this has not happened, and the stupid politicians who started all this to get elected. I do want to thank John and Denise, the owners, for at least trying to make it happen this year. I won in 2016, and they made my first year going memorable. Regardless of what people say, I do have respect for them. For the few people I like on here, I respect for you guys to talking and not bullying me. And for the rest of you who started all this and got it canceled, I hope karma comes back to you and you get what you deserve and you burn. Bye, everyone. I'll see you down the road.
Yeah, so he does say, I hope karma comes back and burns you or kicks you in the ass or whatever. I hope you catch COVID or some shit like that. This guy's being spiteful. He's like, oh, your negative comments, not the coronavirus, but your negative comments is why the con is canceled. And I blame all of you. Because you ruined my vacation, I want you all to die.
And someone responded to him. They wrote this. Sorry that you're more concerned with your entertainment than the health of yourself and others. Also, if your mental health is that dependent on going to a convention, I would highly recommend seeking professional help. It's a lot more reliable than a temporary serotonin boost you would get from such an event.
I think my favorite comment was that one person who said, oof, that's rough, buddy.
Yeah, that's really the first thing.
That's rough. The reason, okay, so that's kind of the reason why I'm against conventions happening during a pandemic. It's because I'm looking at it like I'm one of those individuals. I would really love to have an anime convention or a Comic-Con right now. I would love to. You know how much fun I have at these things? Not at the actual con, but in my actual hotel room drinking.
Right.
Just in general, just being there. In general.
We have parties. We have stuff. We had a concert in our hotel room when the con itself didn't have a concert. That's how much we party. Like, we actually brought out a metal band to perform. And they did an acoustic concert. They had their drums, had everything set up in our hotel room. And the con was talking about it, like, hey man, I heard there was a concert in somebody's hotel room. I heard people talking. I'm like, yeah, that's us. But like, and I understand where a lot of people are coming from. Like, yes, cons are businesses, whether people want to acknowledge this or not. Because I don't know, for some reason there's some kind of stigma against saying this, but a convention is still a business. And the people that are vendors there are businesses as well, and that's how a lot of these companies actually make their income. Is this hurt? And yeah, it is hurting a lot of businesses. It really is. But I don't trust cosplayers. Not all cosplayers, but I don't trust a lot of people to follow the rules. Like you have like the people that stand underneath stairs and take like upskirt shots of like people that are walking by. Like those kind of people.
Last time I wear a kilt.
I know, right? I saw something I definitely didn't want to see.
And if they want to look up
You
there, I'm
should've-
like, okay with me, but there's something dangling. I don't think they're going to like it.
That's right, man. I hope you like huevos con chorizo, because that's all you're getting. It's not the cons that are fun. It's the fun people you get to hang out with for the weekend. Yes, I totally agree with Ashley Spence. That is absolutely true. Because
Ashley, she's really cool.
well, because you know how many cons I've been to? I've been to more than 200 conventions.
Nice.
Been to 3.
Yeah, no, you haven't. You've been to 3 or 300?
3 many times.
Okay.
Nah, I've been to a lot more than that. But
Oh no, I'm counting like every time I go to Onicon, that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Okay, because I'm like, wait, 300 different conventions? Man, you travel pretty far.
Been to
No.
every one of
I
them.
didn't say different conventions. Did I say different conventions? I meant I've been to 300 conventions, like
Fair
over
enough.
the years, like. So I count like if I go to Onicon twice, it's 2. Not in the same weekend, but if I go to 2008, 2009, that's 2.
Barely.
Well, you know how many conventions I've been to where, like, I don't have anything to do. I don't know anybody. I'm trying to make friends, but everybody's being snotty. So I'm just walking around taking pictures for like 5 fucking hours, doing absolutely nothing. And Brad's a good friend of mine. Hi, Brad. Hey, Ashley's giving you a hi.
Hi,
Shout out.
Ashley. She's super cool. We met through Game Grumps and anime conventions.
Nice. Ashley, thank you for joining us on the podcast. If you have anything you would like to share, any questions, go ahead and feel free to ask. This is a community podcast where the audience listening, interacting is like 50% of the show.
Our bread and butter.
if Brad's ever done anything really dumb and you saw it, please tell us.
Yeah, like, you know, if
cool.
Brad's ever
He's
like gotten
too-
drunk
he's
and gotten
too
into a
straight
fist
and
fight with a
narrow.
porta potty.
Oh God, no. The straight. I have done plenty of stupid things in my life on camera, but I've also been responsible afterwards and cleaned up the mess. So,
Goku, take note.
What? Leave me alone.
hey, I flooded the bathroom one year when we were. We have a friend that makes this concoction we call zombie punch, and he was lucky enough to actually be able to put imported absinthe in it, and it tastes like Kool-Aid. And he handed me a giant Hawaiian Punch container of it, and he goes, "Hold this." So I'm thinking, oh, I could have a drink or two from this. I drank about a third of it, and he goes, "What? That's meant to be shared amongst about probably 30 people." And I'm like, okay. The fun thing was, we're in Chicago. We're out by O'Hare. Traffic's horrible. I got across it as Anime Central. It's about 35,000 people. I made it back to the room safe. I was all good. I was
Anime
a
Central,
little
what
drunk.
year?
I think it was 2017, 2017.
So I've been there
Um,
2009 and 2010.
Well, I was there those years too. Was it 2009 was the year that no, it was 2008 was all the computer system crapped out. Oh,
I
that
was
year
there.
registration
I was there
sucked.
one of the years when Move was there. The
Okay.
people that perform Initial D, the theme song. I remember them because they came into our hotel room kicking my boss on the floor and yelling at him in Japanese.
Cool.
But long story short, I was a good little drunk. I got back to the room, and I was like doing the age-old anyone who's drank is like, I'll take a shower, I'll sober up. And then that's all I remember. And I wake up about 4 hours later, and there's water all over the floor. And I was asleep on the bottom of the shower. And I'm still drunk because the choo-choo train has not ended. And I'm looking out, and I just see my shorts in the middle of the floor, and I go, oh no, it's not the fact that there's water everywhere. It's my phone was in those shorts. But thankfully, all phones are kind of waterproof anymore. So I get up.
Yeah.
Water resistant.
Yes, correction, water resistant. I get up, I puke, I feel better. I go lay down. Now everyone's in the room, and I'm not going to dig through my suitcase to get fresh clothes, so I'm literally laying in bed with a fresh towel. Half hour goes by later, and then it doesn't dawn on me that I had Hawaiian Punch the night before, and I puked. Some of it got on my leg, and I brushed by the side of the bed. And one of the girls in the room goes, yeah, there's blood everywhere. And I replied with very hungover, no, it's Hawaiian Punch. And it doesn't dawn on me as my friends walk further. My friend John, really cool dude by the name of Major Bane, does like Bison cosplay. He walks and he goes, all I felt was carpet, splosh, splosh. And the water had seeped into the room and had soaked half the carpet. He's like, Brad had a fun night. Opens up the bathroom. Wow, he had a really fun night. My friend Jeff's like, he tried cleaning it up. Good for him. Maddie, who's in chat, goes, is it good? No. He tried, but it's not good. Oh, I was so hungover. It took till like 6 o'clock that night. I don't think I've ever drank that hard ever again. Doesn't mean I've never drank. I've just never drank that hard. But yeah, absinthe kicks your ass.
We got some comments that we got a lot of comments that we got to address. Let's see. Okay, here we go. We'll start with Mitchell. Mitchell says multi backgrounds now. Goku and Sonic need to have backgrounds. We'll see. I have a background. It's my Dragon Ball wall.
I want to get a picture with you not there. That way I could set your background as my background.
Jeez. I'll move the chair later.
Right.
Maddie says, well, I'll be marrying him, so I've got stories on him. Chad says, Mr. Downtime Gaming says, but looks like T-Virus. I think he's talking about his cosplay. Ashley says, Brad is a good buddy to have when you're high on, we don't say, we call him vitamins here. We call him vitamins
sometimes.
Here. Brad is a good buddy to have when you're high on vitamins. I got back to my room safe. I think me and Ashley would get along.
You're not. From your stories, I don't think you're a good person to really be around.
I don't.
'Cause you might be on them too.
No, I always make sure people get back. Look, every time I was high and I started a fight with an inanimate object, that's because somebody instigated it.
I had a fight like that at Ace once with some ducks. That was fun.
Well, at the Texas Renaissance Festival, I got into a fist fight with a porta potty.
He lost.
Who won?
The porta potty.
Aw.
More comments. Mitchell says, since we are here and supposed to be asking questions, question: what cosplay or creation did you put most effort into making? Did it involve duct tape?
Oh god, yeah, I know this one right off the bat. I know Jace has seen this one, I believe. My work. Well, his background right now was one of the first outfits I ever met him in was Junk Warrior from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds. But my work...
You look like a Power Ranger.
It kind of...
From a distance, I thought it was Vile from a Mega Man X.
When I look at it from the studio, because I'm looking at it from the Zoom. Okay, I can kind of see that, but when you look at it from the studio, it kind of looks like a purple Power Ranger.
It kind of does, because it was like... It was at the time what I thought looked really cool, and I'm looking back later, I'm like, I could have added more plating and whatnot, but work found out, I used to work for a grocery store chain called Hy-Vee, and they always did a costume contest every year. Well, we were starting to sell duct tape in the store. My manager looked at me and goes, I know you do a lot of costumes, and I know you mess with duct tape a lot. Do you want to help us? They were trying to do the 12 seasons of the year, but they were all making like little duct tape things for it, and he goes, do you want to do something where you build something and we add to that display? I said, well, yeah, I can think of something instantly. And they're like, yeah, because we'll sponsor you and you will pay for all the duct tape for it. And I'm like, I can build anything, right? Yeah. You sure? Yeah. So I built Stardust Dragon from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds that we displayed in the store. it fit me, but we got it. I packed it with like newspapers and whatnot. That way, it had some structure to it, and we hung it up on the ceiling. And I remember the main manager, because it was the assistant manager that had me do this, looks at this and goes, "Who paid for this?" And he goes, "Well, we had the funds for this." And he goes, "I really hope this helps us sell duct tape because this thing's huge, and I don't want to know." It ran $200, so it wasn't too bad. But we got all the duct tape wholesale, and so many customers came in and go, "Oh my god, I love that! I don't know what it is, but that's cool. I want to buy duct tape." And the little kids loved it.
It was like what, 12 feet in length? Did you ever get the final measurement on that thing?
From the tip of the head all the way down my tail, it was about 15 feet. From wing to wingtip was 10 feet. The wings could come off, the head could come off, my tail would touch my back. But then I later wore it to NakaCon. And NakaCon had a very strict rule of no cosplays over 10 feet. Now, me standing with the head up, that's 10 feet. But they did have a rule, is that if your costume can come apart, it's fine, as long as you assemble it for photos. So I'd walk around on the floor, and a couple of people would hold my wings in my head, and then, "Oh, let's take photos." So I'd snap them in, and, "Oh, okay." So the masquerade goes, "That's fine, we'll let you wear it." What was funny was one of the Funimation reps was there that year, and she was one of the guest judges. So one of my friends, Kevin, who was judging, he's like, "Oh my god, you scared the shit out of the Funimation lady," because we were in the back room, and they're like, "There's no way we can have you just walk through this 6 foot by 6 foot square that everyone walks on stage with. We have to assemble you on stage." And one of the green room guys is like, "I don't know. We want people to be shocked and awed when he walks out." So they put my wings on, but they folded them back, and then they ducked me in and put my head on. And I said, "Don't let go of my wings. They have some weight to it." And he goes, "Will they break the costume?" I'm like, "No, they're going to knock stuff over." And the con mom that ran the green room goes, "Okay, let's put his wings in there." And the other guy's like, "Nah, it's fine." And he let go when I walked on stage, and they swung forward and took out the middle section. They fixed it, but that costume was a lot of fun to wear, and it was, I really wish I got better photos of it, but that was the biggest project at correction. Jace will know this one too. I built a 2-scale D wheel from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds in my living room, and it was right before I had to move to Michigan, and I had to pitch it, and I was so mad because I wanted to put it in a garage to store it, but the projects you do with duct tape and cardboard, so.
That's why you are the duct tape king.
We have another question from Ashley this time. I got a question. The anime that started your fandom, mine was Inuyasha. Super excited for the sequel. Is that one for the guests, or is that for everybody?
Go ahead, Brad.
The anime that got me into stuff, I mean, I could say the cliche everyone on Toonami watched, Gundam Wing and Dragon Ball and everything else like that. The first thing I ever think I remember watching on Nickelodeon that was anime that they marked off as American animation, Transformers, Thundercats, The Borrowers. I say the first anime that ever got me into like manga or anime was Love Hina.
What was it? Love Hina?
It was Love Hina, yeah.
I thought you said Latina. I'm like, what?
Well, I'm pretty sure there's probably some anime. I mean, we had anime about basketball playing. I'm pretty sure there's going to be an anime about tax season soon. I don't know.
That is...
No, I said Latina, not what?
I know. I'm just making the joke that there's all kinds of animes. So
Right. Yeah.
Taxi drivers in Japan.
Well, because like it wouldn't
read it.
surprise me because actually Japanese people I don't know what it is, but they really respect like Mexican culture and Mexican people. They actually have a parade in Japan for Mexican culture.
That's pretty cool.
And actually, if you're from Mexico, you're socially more accepted there than you would be if you were from the U.S.
Darn white people ruining everything.
Yeah, there is a little bit of a social stigma. I had a couple friends do exchange students over there, and they're like, you want it to be accepted, but they still kind of look at you like you're that. Some are nice. He goes, there's just some people that are just 100%. You did us bad.
Right, it's because
We
some
remember
Japanese people
1942.
Find Hispanic people fascinating because some Hispanic people, if they don't like the job, if they don't like the work environment, they'll leave.
Right.
Like this is what I read in an article. Like some Hispanic people would rather be in debt and be happy than be debt free and be miserable.
It's a good mantra to live by.
What about let's get the anime from everybody. Jace, what was your first? What anime got you into?
Technically, it's Pokemon, but I didn't know it was anime at the time. I mean, then I would rush home and watch Dragon Ball Z and Gundam Wing. So.
What about you, Sonic?
Yeah, pretty much just like Jay's, but also pretty much what was on Toonami. You know, Gundam Wing, Dragon Ball, Sailor Moon, Tenchi Muyo. That was a big one. I always enjoyed that, and Digimon also, not just Pokemon also, because like there would be sometimes where it would be Pokemon on, and then as soon as Pokemon's over, they would put Digimon after. Like, oh, okay, I'll just switch to Fox and put Digimon.
See, that's crazy because I didn't start watching Pokemon until like years after the game came out. I think it was like 8 or
And then
I was 9 or 10. When I the anime that got me into fucking anime is Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Z. You can tell from my background, it's all Dragon Ball,
Could never tell.
right? But
I wonder.
I did not watch The first time I saw Dragon Ball Z was not on Toonami.
It was on a Mexican channel, right?
It was on a Mexican channel in Mexico. Like my cousins were watching TV and it was on, and I saw it, and I remember seeing it for the first time. And I remember I had never seen a cartoon with blood, and I had never seen a cartoon with so much violence. I was like, "Whoa, what?" And it was 1996. I was in Mexico, and I was wondering, "What is this?" And they were fighting, and they showed the recap of the last episode where Frieza had pierced Krillin through the chest and then like threw him towards the water. And in Mexico, they didn't censor anything.
No.
They didn't even censor the nudity in Dragon Ball, where Bulma and Goku are naked like half the time. They didn't censor anything, so they had all the blood, they had everything. I was like, "What is this?" And I fell in love with it. And Jace left.
What?
Oh, Jay's here.
Oh no, our Brad. Oh,
I'm sure he'll be back.
okay. I thought you left, Jace, because you moved. You relocated on my Zoom.
That's
Oh,
on
there-
you, man. That ain't
Y'all
me.
you threw off the algorithm. Everyone relocated on the.
That was weird. That was cool though.
Yeah.
Like, look at the podcast. You're all in different spots now.
But yeah, and on the Zoom we're in different areas too. This is confusing.
Yeah, it threw me off because I'm looking at it from the studio. Anime, and I remember Dragon Ball Z. It was Dragon Ball Z, because they would come on. Dragon Ball would come on, then Dragon Ball Z, and then Ranma 1.5.
Yeah, Ranma half. Yeah, Ranma half.
And that one wasn't censored either.
No, I think also here in the U.S., Dragon Ball Z wasn't censored on the Telemundo version. They actually did not censor it, even though it said Y7.
Right. Yeah, because it was considered for children.
Yeah, Telemundo. We were like, wow, we don't give a fuck. We're just...
No, yeah, because people didn't know what anime was, so it was considered a cartoon, and they're like, okay, this is for children. But what about all the blood and killing? They see that shit on the streets. It's for children.
And on Telemundo, like
This
it
isn't
wasn't just,
violent.
yeah, and then they would show other stuff that wasn't anime. It was just it would usually be Dragon Ball. Then they would show like Rugrats or Rocko's Modern Life after or before Dragon Ball.
True anime.
All right. Somebody said David said Ronin Warriors was his first. Downtime Gaming says Fist of the North Star and Akira.
Those are great too.
Downtime Gaming also said I never considered Voltron anime, but that got TF Gen 1 were like my first TV experiences. Oh, what's your favorite voice actor, Mr. Duct Tape?
I've got a few of them. If we're gonna go with like old classic stuff, and nothing goes wrong with like the like old school Eric Stewart or Dan Green and other stuff like that. Modern voice actors.
Would it be?
Go ahead.
Would it be anime voice actors or would it be cartoon voice actors or just voice actors?
The question says your favorite voice actor. It doesn't specify.
Oh, if we're gonna go like all around voice actor, I'm gonna have to say Frank Welker. Frank Welker's done like most anything and everything. Billy West is really cool. I had an odd instance. I accidentally ran into him at Youmacon one year, and he is so much shorter than you think he is in real life. Super cool dude. He loves comic books. He will chat your ear off about it. We're talking like video game voice actors. I have to give a really cool shout out to Robbie Damon, Ray Chase, and Max Middleman, 3 friends of ours, but you might know them as Max Middleman is Saitama from One Punch Man. Ray is Noctis from Final Fantasy 15, and Robbie Damon is Prompto. They do a bunch of other stuff. We became friends with them a couple years ago through convention scene. Really cool dudes. They have a podcast, gaming thing called Lava, Loud, Annoying, and Very Annoying. It's real cool to check out. But I've overtalked. I'll let you guys share your other ones. Sorry.
Well, favorite voice actor, mine was always the voice of Goku until I met him, and then he turned out to be a douche. The coolest one I've ever met, and now my favorite, is Johnny. He's my favorite, and he's the coolest one I've ever met because he's the only one I've ever actually met where I got drunk with.
Johnny on Bosch.
Johnny Young Bosch. Johnny Young Bosch, for those of you that don't know, played Adam in Power Rangers. He was the second Power Ranger from Mighty Morphin. He was the second Black Ranger in Mighty Morphin. He was also in Zeo and briefly in Turbo. He was also the voice of Ichigo Kurosaki from Bleach and Lelouch V. Britannia from Code Geass. And he is the new voice of Broly for Dragon Ball.
And he voices Zero also in Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh, right. Yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
There was he's got a couple underground videos out of him doing a lot of stunt work, and there's a couple martial arts films. Hey Maddie, I know you're watching the stream right now. Message John and have him link a few of those. Some of these are really cool because that's how he got his work. And Power Rangers it was stunt work, and he's getting a little bit older in years, but Jesus Christ, Johnny and Bosch can still kick it.
Yeah, he can. He really can. I have when we met Johnny, I met Johnny at a very, very small con. His band was drinking with our friends, and so that's how we met him. Because whenever they would go to a con and they were performing, whether it was a big con or a small con, we'd go up to him, hey man, party's in our room, and the band would show up. So that's how we met him. He didn't really drink with the group because he had a full schedule, but it was at Kamikaze Con in Houston, and he got drunk. And I was supposed to keep an eye on him. Like, the con chair told me, like, Jesse, listen, he's got shit to do in the morning. He's got anime shit to do in the morning. Be right back, gotta pee. That's his little sign. So I come back to check on him. He's passed out on the chair. I'm like, oh shit. Johnny's dead. Johnny, please be alive. Johnny. What? Johnny, are you okay? I'm a Power Ranger. Yes, Johnny. Yes, Johnny. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Are you okay? He's fine. His band leaves him. Next day, Sunday, he has a fucking panel. I've already told this story like 100 times. But the next day he has a Power Ranger panel. His band's on the floor in the back of the room, hung over as shit. They're laying down on the floor. Miserable. He's miserable. He's all like, no. Why? Panel's about to start. Panel's about to start in 3 minutes. I'm like, well, Johnny, you look like you got it all taken care of. Before I leave, out of the blue, out of nowhere, uninvited, didn't get a free badge, was not informed about, I don't know how he found out about the con, but he showed up. Jason David Frank shows up. And Jason David Frank, for anyone that doesn't know, he played Tommy in Power Rangers. He's the iconic Green Ranger and White Ranger.
Tommy Oliver.
And he's very high energy when you meet him. He is very prankster, high energy. Ha! You know. He's over there. He's doing poses. He's like, what's up, everybody? It's morphin' time. Power Rangers. And Johnny's reaction is like, shit. Oh, my God. And Johnny's like, shit, I'm too hungover for this crap. So now he's got to match his energy. I didn't stay for the panel, but it was fucking hilarious. Oh, he played Nero from Devil May Cry 4. Johnny.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Hell, the first time I met Johnny, I didn't realize he was sitting next to me. I was dressed as Master Chief waiting to go to the Devil May Cry 4 panel. This is like 2008, 2009. And I'm in the back of the room. There's no lights. It's very low. And I'm sitting there. And they're like, all right, everyone clear out for this panel. We're going to do the Devil May Cry panel. And this little Asian dude just gets up next to me. He's like, cool cosplay. And walks up. And I go, holy shit, that was Johnny Bosch. And just kind of walked up there later. But no, they're really cool people. Jesus Christ, Jason David Frank is high energy.
Oh, yeah, no, he really is. We were at Comic Palooza, and I go up to Johnny. I'm like, hey, man, you should go up to the Austin St. John and, like, mess with him since you took his job. So I didn't take his job. Don't be telling people that. Stop telling people I took his job. Oh, we have holy crap, Ashley, wow. Johnny is so sweet. My favorite voice actor is Steve Bloom. Does Spike from Cowboy Bebop and Tom from Toonami. Oh, shit, that's right. I forgot about that. Super nice and down-to-earth guy who cares about his fans. But Ravi is becoming a favorite for me, and my brother was sad he couldn't get his signature at C2E2 last year. C2E2 this year, the last con I attended, he took a photo and did a signature for free. Super nice of him and made my brother's day.
Yeah, that was like the last big con before the whole pandemic hit.
Yeah.
The last con I went to was called UshiCon in Austin, Texas, and it's an 18 plus only convention.
What's the name of the con again?
UshiCon. It's called Ushi. Like
Oh,
sushi,
okay.
but without the S.
We have a con up here called Uchi-con, like Uchiha. I thought you were like, wait a sec, Ushi-con? Oh, there's two of the same. When were you up in Chicago?
I do plan on going back to Chicago. I am going to submit panels and apply for press.
Once that warrant expires.
Who told you about the warrant?
I'm your parole officer. That's how I know.
Wait, you knew about that too?
What does everybody
I think
know?
you just-
You know
You
what?
just guess things.
You
and
know
usually
what's
right.
funny is I've heard like there is news about me that I had to find out from other people that happened to me. Goku, did you hear this happen to you? You know what? That explains why my wallet is missing.
That would make sense. I don't know where the last 4 hours went.
I thought I fell asleep. No, Goku, you think you passed out, but you were still walking around and you assaulted a Coke machine.
Did I win? No.
No, I won. That's why the cops were looking for me.
Oh,
This happened at Akon.
One.
I broke the credit card machine receptor to the Coke machine and
oh.
was talking shit.
It's been past 7 years. He's
Yeah,
fine.
I'm good. I'm
Oh,
good.
okay.
So-
We were talking
fair
about
game.
Power Rangers, and ironically, sitting right next to me is I have old school, like toy. I mean, we all grew up playing with toys. Now I've been
Right.
trying to collect them in better shape, so I have like an actually decent shaped Zeonizer next to me.
which is
So-
which is funny because I'm trying to sell a Power Ranger toy and I can't. People are trying to like lowball the shit out of me, and I'm like, no, dude, I'm asking for a fair price.
What thing are you trying to sell?
I'm trying to sell the. I have it right here. Oh, maybe I don't have it right here.
You get for cleaning your room.
It went somewhere. Oh, it's in the living room.
Brad.
It's a leg. Okay, it's like this one.
Nice. Mine's put in storage, man.
It's not
That's what I
this
got
one.
from you.
It's not this one, but it's like this one.
Oh,
It's a morpher.
Oh, it's the movie morpher, the white one. Mine's mounted on the wall.
Well, no, I'm selling the actual. I'm selling the team morpher, the one that comes with all 5 coins.
Okay.
And it-
what
and it-
price
it-
do people keep quoting you?
They want to pay like I'm asking for 60. People are like, okay, I'll give you $30. I'm like, fuck no.
So it comes with all the coins.
Yes, it is open, but it isn't very great condition. It's mint. I only took it out for like a couple of pictures, and that was it. The box,
I mean, if no one buys it, I'll buy it off you for $60.
fuck yeah, it is the Toys R Us exclusive one as well.
Yeah, I'll buy it.
Fuck yeah. Okay, see, there we go.
Oh, we'll talk about this after.
We'll talk about this afterwards.
Jake,
So we
we
were
come here to chat, and we're nerding about Power Rangers.
because I already have another one. I have 2. I had 2 because I was gonna buy 5, one for like each coin, but I have one that's autographed by Jason Dever Frank. It's the 2 team. It's the White Ranger, Green Ranger one. I have the team one, and then I have the movie one. But we're going off topic a little bit. So you said you've been to Anime-zing Con. Like, what is okay? First, you've had firsthand experience with Anime-zing Con. Ashley, in the comment section, have you had any firsthand experience with Anime-zing Con? Like, just you can let us know in the comments if you would like to share, or if you don't feel comfortable sharing, that's okay. We're here to talk about the con owner. We're not gonna say his name.
His name should not be mentioned. So I'll kind of keep it a little bit gist and anything like that. Kind of a brief history of what's going on with it. Let's take you back to 2009. There's not a lot of what we would call pocket cons around here. You have like the really big ones like ASIN, Anime St. Louis, and Anime Iowa up here. And Insert here decided that he was going to capitalize on coming in and doing these little 200 to 300 person pocket cons because there's a bunch of young age people that want to go cosplay, but they can't quite afford to travel 3 to 4 hours to it and none of that. So they took off and they got popular, and at first it seemed like it was a decent idea. But then a lot of us who had interacted with the guy that's in charge of this had known him for years in the con circuit and kind of realized he had kind of a shady past. Started realizing he was using it to gain advantage in certain ways. So when Anime Midwest, which was trying to compete with Anime Central here in Chicago, started up, a lot of shady things started going off and around that. Now, this gentleman does these all for profit, and most cons don't do that. They do it as like an organization, just run it and whatnot. He uses a lot of the money for his little trips to go to Japan and schmooze other people, and it's just okay. If anyone's ever curious, there is an actual like Tumblr article I think you guys were mentioning earlier that compiles all of his what and whatnots. But the Anime-zing that recently happened, everyone's all like, "Well, he can't shut it down. He cares for people," and I'm like, I know what the contract is for conventions to work with a hotel. A convention can shut that down. Why conventions don't want to shut that down, and this is going to partner in with why Youmacon hasn't shut down yet, is that there is a cancellation fee for them to cancel on that. And it's usually a percentage of what they have to pay for it. The hotel doesn't want to set that aside for so much for the year and then realize, yeah, I don't want to do it anymore, because that means the hotel's out of money. So let's just say he who shall not be named had to pay $10,000 if he cancels his con. He didn't want to have to pay that. And I know that's probably what's going to happen with Youmacon. It's probably going to get a month out from Youmacon. Youmacon will go, oops, we're canceled now. Because what a lot of these cons are waiting on is for the hotel to cancel themselves.
Right. Yeah, we've talked about that before. Because I've worked with Kamikaze Con. I was a guest there. I was a staff at one point. I was a small tier staff. The boss that I had said the move we're kicking on the floor was the con chair of Kamikaze Con.
Right.
And he had shared a lot with me. He told me about, like, if you want to run your own con, especially if it's a small one, here's the minimum amount that you should have. He was sharing a lot with me. He taught me a lot about contracts, and I worked with Delta HCon as well briefly, and then that relationship went sour. And then we patched things back up recently, like back in 2016. So I learned a lot. Like, I learned a lot that convention contracts aren't just like for a single year. They're for like multiple years, and they sometimes the fines could be they can be anywhere from 10% of the cost, or it would cost even the fine to cancel could cost even more than it would be to run the actual convention itself.
Oh yeah, because some of them are a 1 year, 3 year, 5 year, 10 years thing. So like ASIN.
Like the most common one I believe is 3 years.
Yeah, ASIN I think has a 10-year thing they do through because they're so big with the Hyatt up here.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, they're waiting for an act of God clause. So anything like a disaster or a flood, or something you can't avoid. So like the whole COVID-19, a lot of cons are waiting for it, because like Colossal Con, they had a huge stink about. I can't believe they're still running Colossal Con up here, and that's the big Midwestern like beach con, but they still canceled and postponed everything to last year because the hotel goes, okay, according to our regulations, we can't do this, and the hotel's like, we'll cancel so your guys' contract's not void. So yeah, it's just you want to go, this is the legal jargon that they have to follow, and everyone's like, I don't understand it. The con just wants to do it for money, and you're like, no, that's not what it means.
Right.
I want to be able to have a con.
Well, like there are some cons that and we'll talk about that in a minute. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but I just want to give a shout out to Red Yoshi and some comments real quick, because we haven't addressed the comments in a while. Ever since Anime Midwest 2016, I refused to go to those cons when my best friend was being harassed by his security for not having a convention badge in the hotel room. That is by Maddie. Red Yoshi says, hello, friends. Everybody say hi.
Hello.
Hola.
Maddie says, Anime Iowa was able to cancel. He shall, who may not be mentioned, chose not to cancel. Ashley says, I attended Con Alt Delete, was a vendor there, and on Sunday I heard there were police caught because of a 14-year-old spent the night with a guy who was 25. Don't know what happened, but I said to myself, haha, only at these cons. Actually, I think we reported on that. I don't think that it was a 14-year-old, but I do believe that there was a police report for not rape allegations or rape accusations. It was an actual rape case.
It depends on what year this con was. Would depend on where it lines up.
Right. We're not sure, but somebody was. We're not going to get into further detail. Right. We'll share it with y'all. It's on Anime-News-Network.com. We have the article bookmarked. Anime News Network is actually really reliable when it comes to news reporting, because they're a little bit unbiased. Nerd and Ty, we're going to try to reach out to them and get a statement. We So we have another podcast buddy. His name is Juan, and he's with the Raven Flock, the Black Files, and they're based out of Florida. So we became friends with them, and so they helped us find out about Collective Con. And like, I don't like, a lot of people have been reaching out to us and been sharing about like, oh, these cons that have bad staff or bad reputations, and we researched it, and that's when we stumbled upon Anime-zing Con. I think one of y'all, who was it that stumbled upon Anime-zing Con?
It was
Sonic. So
Yeah.
Sonic stumbled upon it because we were doing research, and so the guy that runs Anime Matsuri, he sent some very inappropriate text messages like, when are we gonna have sex? Send some nudes, like shit like that, to some like work contacts, and it was like he got it was like sexual harassment. There was an entire movement. He has such a bad reputation in Texas. But then we discovered this individual. I'm like, holy shit, this guy is so bad
Yeah.
that it makes our guy look like a saint.
Yeah, if you're wondering where it all began, was it was like a public album was going around about Anime-zing. Like, this guy was taking, this cosplayer who went there, he was taking photos, and the fact that there was a con even going on. And, you know, obviously there were some people that were wearing masks. Some weren't, probably because of the photo. As soon as the photo's over, they put it back on. But, you know, in general, it just doesn't make any sense to hold a con, especially with all this going on.
Right. So,
Yeah.
like, when it comes to reporting, you got to understand it. In the community, there's a lot of he said, she said. Right. So we have to take everything with a grain of salt. So during our podcast, we did say, like, look, let's just pretend like none of these accusations are real. Let's just pretend it's all just bullshit, right?
Mm-hmm.
On the Tumblr post, there's an actual picture of him and like two other people stripping in a panel with dollar bills hanging out of their boxers and bra and whatever the fuck. And the girl that's in the picture is like, everyone's saying that this was in a panel where 13-year-olds were there watching, and they're stripping in a panel filled with 13-year-olds. I'm like, okay, that's a big no-no, especially in Texas. And the girl that was in there is like, oh, we gave everybody a fair warning. Everybody was told in advance what was going to happen. If you're offended, then that's on you. I'm like, no, that's on you, because there's children in there.
That ain't it, Chief.
Yeah, because all of my panels, if there's even one cuss word, I'll be like 13, PG-13. If we're doing shit like that, if somebody's going to take off some clothes, even if it's just a shirt, 18 plus.
Oh yeah.
So that's how we found out a lot. We researched him. We found out all this bad shit. We found out like he had bad reputations with other organizations, other individuals. We found out he's been arrested. We found out that he was arrested, and in the police report it does say what he did, but the victim didn't press charges, so he got let go. So there is a lot. That's why we kind of wanted to ask you, where, you know, we respected that we were going to say his name, and that's fine. I respect that completely. But, you know, that's why we wanted to know, like, yeah, we're doing really good. We haven't mentioned his name at all.
Oh, I mean, like, we're keeping pretty unbiased. The comment that Maddie made about the friend getting harassed at Anime Midwest is interesting. He likes to police the public areas of the hotel. He likes to pretend like he owns it, and will ban anyone that comes in there to hang out, because too many people were like, we don't want to support him, so we're just going to hang out in the lobby. And he kept trying to hire private security to keep people out of those areas. And her one friend that came in, the security wouldn't let her through because she didn't have a badge on her. And she's like, I'm literally trying to get to my room. And they're like, well, you need a badge or we're not letting you in this area. And they had to come down and prove that she was part of the hotel. It's gotten to the point where the hotel has had to supply illegal guidance showing the fact that anyone can be in the public lobby. So, like, because there's a bar down there and there's a cafe, and it's like he can't keep people from entering the public areas.
Right.
Paid for areas, yeah, you can keep anyone out because you paid for that space. But, you know, it's.
I used to work for a hotel. And we've had the hotel that I work for. We had a bondage convention there.
Oh, nice.
And we actually, the area that we rented to them, we actually like closed it off for them. And we didn't have any issues. They were amazing. They were great. They paid. They're very respectful people. They
Well, in bondage community, you have to be very respectful.
Well, like, and they cleaned up after themselves. They didn't leave any trash, any mess. There was hardly like the wait staff didn't hardly have anything to clean up.
Not like these con-goers. Jeez.
No, for real. I'm dead serious. Congoers will leave their fucking used tampons on the floor.
Some of those sections of some party cons, you just find the trash that's left everywhere, or outside's destroyed, or if they won't let you do the 18+ raves anymore, so people do them outside, and the next morning there's beer everywhere and bottles and trash and whatnot.
Cosplayers passed out on the floor like, oh, somebody left their trash.
Oh, well, I've seen that.
It's a One Piece cosplayer. Get it out of here.
No, that's a trash can, sir. That's a trash can.
I've roasted people for the One Piece with the stupid old ass joke. Like, One Piece is the dumbest fucking anime I've ever seen. They spend 500 episodes looking for One Piece when you can get a 2-piece meal at Popeyes for $2.99.
Oh, but why would you want to do that? Those biscuits are dry as fuck.
Hey man, whoa.
You need like a whole
Whoa.
glass of tea to go with it. Well, I mean, I'm saying from Chicago.
I'm from Texas,
location.
man. I'm from Texas.
Okay, you guys have better biscuits down there. I'll agree with that.
The
You guys
biscuits down here,
are-
yes, they will clog up your mouth, but they're so good and delicious, especially
We
with some honey.
understand the risk.
We know the risk.
Oh, it's like half the ones up here in Chicago. Everyone's all like Church's Chicken, Popeyes, and all this other stuff, and I'm like, I'll try it out. The chicken's good. It's the biscuits. I guess they sit too long because I'm just like trying to choke one down.
No, you got to get them fresh. Here, they're fresh.
Yeah.
Here,
Hey,
they're fresh.
I mean, imagine getting jumped by a Popeyes employee and you hear, "Feed his ass 5 biscuits, no water."
What the fuck? You trying to kill me?
Feed him 5 biscuits with no water.
I
Well,
pulled some quotes from that article I shared in our chat about Youmacon that were
Okay.
direct quotes for some of the things they pulled. As far as they're trying to cancel it, they're canceling their convention. They're currently required to meet certain long-standing obligations to their venues, partners, and other businesses. It's heavily dependent on the convention running, and that's from the spokesperson Trevor Cuba, who told the Detroit Free Press. They're even talking about what type of tape they're going to use to mask off the distances between where you can stand for social distancing. But it's stupid. Like, masking tape just breaks up, and it's impossible to get off a carpet. But down here, we use masking tape for our carpets on everything. It's the only thing we use. And they like can't use duct tape and all that. Just dumb things that they're going through litigation for no reason. They did have a question that was asked them about the issue that conventions have, that con-goers don't take showers at all. They're bad hygiene. How do you expect them to follow all these rules? They made a statement that showering and deodorant will not be optional. If attendees cannot fulfill these basic functions, then for the general welfare, we will turn people away. In the best of times, it's a level of discomfort for those around that isn't really acceptable. With our current climate, if someone can't keep themselves clean, we aren't going to trust them to do their part to keep others safe. If someone can afford to attend, they can afford to bathe and wear deodorant. There's a quote from the convention.
God, Lee, can you imagine that? Hey, bro, you can't come into the con. I can smell you from around the corner.
Well, I mean,
Ouch.
that's a nice new thing that a lot of comic book shops and other things are doing. Shop I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh at like 5 years ago would not let you in if you stank. That they could, if they were 10 feet from the door when you came on in, and they said if we can smell you from here, you have to go home and shower. And
good
we
rule.
had a couple gamers that actually they're just like no. With some guys that just wouldn't shower, so they're like we can't let you in unless you go shower. So they started showering.
Yeah, there were some people that did the LARPing, and they stunk. Like, I couldn't like be directly next to them. I was like, God, man, I give up.
It's an old wrestling
win.
technique that we had.
What's
in
the
high school.
what's the price? $300? And that ain't worth it.
People in high school used to not shower in wrestling when they have a meet coming up specifically, so the person they're going against have to smell them. And, like,
Maddie
gross.
has another comment. The funny thing is, the same year at Anime Midwest, Exodia happened that
Exotica.
weekend. That
3
weekend, and we
X's.
know how to run. They know how to run a con better. So many parents thought there would be porn everywhere. Mitchell says those biscuits are dry as fuck, though. Of course they are, but they're still delicious. Chad says we'll see how well mandatory showers and deodorant get enforced. In
We make it,
Texas,
like, nationwide, is that an option?
well,
I
like
think
in
it should be
Texas,
a
like
rule.
I understand that there are some cosplayers out there that like have these big, like 5-layer, like oven fucking like cosplays, and they're gonna
Duct
sweat
tape
their
does
asses
not
off.
breathe.
Cosplay does not breathe, and I understand that. What I don't understand is why do you smell like ass arriving to the hotel? And you know what? I'm not gonna pick on them either. I'm not gonna. You know what? I'm not gonna pick on them people, because I have like put on deodorant and I've showered and then I'm in the car for 4 hours and next thing you know I smell like the open road.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I whenever I arrive at a con, I always like to freshen up, like shower maybe put on some deodorant, change shirts, and people are like, "Hey man," they try to hug me. I'm like, "Whoa, let me shower first." So I don't even like hugging people. I fucking hate hugging people.
It's like, whoa, dude,
Well, that's crazy.
that's crazy, man. Have you tried DMT?
So, but a question. Oh man, the horror stories from Gen Con of Ultimate Con Funk.
Yeah,
that's from
Gen
Fiance.
Con is horrible. Apparently, I'm having issues with that. Am I still coming in for you guys?
No,
Yeah.
we haven't had any.
I'm not
signal.
frozen. I just don't move around. a
No,
lot.
everything looks great on the podcast. I'm looking
Yeah,
at
we're
it.
good.
There are some times where you stand so fucking. Oh, I think it froze. No,
Ah,
There we
He's
go.
back on.
There we go.
there are
was you, that
some.
was
There
me.
are some times when they'll stand so still it'll look like they're frozen, and then they
Oh
move
no!
again.
Like Zoom just kicked out for me, and I'm like, what? Okay.
Plus,
That's why I
Jace likes to
shuffled
throw
last time.
everybody off by changing his background every like 5 minutes.
Well, it was Gen Con is like the biggest Midwestern gaming convention, like tabletop gaming convention over here, and I was always warned for years to not go by the 24-hour gaming wing, and it's in the middle of summer, and it starts Wednesday night and goes through Sunday, and there are some people that will camp out there all weekend. And
Oh,
will never
gross.
leave. And you can smell it out in the hallway.
Oh.
You'll walk by and you're like, oh, there's no way there's a wing that smells.
uh,
It's like a wall of just the worst smells ever baked in the sun, and you're like,
Chad says walking into a 24/7 con arcade at night. Oof.
Yeah, that's a big oof indeed.
something Yomicon did this past year that actually tries to fix that. They had it to where they had a much larger, and instead of like a compact room, a much more open, taller ceilings, and they had ventilation fans in there. And they shut down at midnight, and they wouldn't open it back up until 6 in the morning because they wanted to get time to clean it. So when you came back in the next morning, it smelled amazing. There wasn't the leftover con funk, and it didn't reek like ass after the first day. It was really actually fun to play in there. Because most of the time the game rooms stink like ass.
Right.
gotta
It's
wipe-
because
wipe
like
the sweat off, start
yeah,
touching
and-
everything.
Yeah.
as a gamer, sometimes you're sitting there, you're playing the con. Next thing you know, 5 hours have gone by,
Oh God, yeah.
and it's kind of hard to like keep track of time when you're in the game room, especially when that one dude you're like, oh man, this is my favorite game, it's my favorite anime. I'm gonna play, and then here comes that one guy with no life and just whips the shit out of you. So you like, fucking bitch, I'm gonna stay here until I beat you. Next thing you know, 7 hours have gone by and you still haven't won.
Maybe you're just not good enough.
Fuck you. He was really good. Like tournament
This is
level
an
good. I
individual.
was like, geez, this is why I don't play tournaments.
Oh God, like one of the first ASINs I went to, I remember seeing what you would call the tier 1 players when DDR was all super big. Most people had the little roll-up mats, and you had these guys opening up their trunks and pulling out the solid
Machine ones.
metal ones that they would put on a two-wheeler and they'd take up, and they're like, oh, this is my gaming rig. What, you got a mat? Oh, I'm gonna whip your ass. I'm like, what? And
Those
then you
things are
see
pretty
the-
cool, though.
I would have been like,
They
how,
are.
okay, well, you might beat me in the game. I'll give you that. But how about I whip your ass in real life?
That's why he's not allowed to go to tournaments anymore.
That's you said it was a fighting tournament. Fighting game.
Oh,
Why do you
God,
have brass
to be fair,
knuckles?
Tournaments are always fun. Someone asked, like, what was the series, like, with your background that reminded
fuck
me
out
of,
of my
like,
face.
Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments. We did a regionals once up by Detroit, and they crammed, like, 300 of us in this tiny-ass little room all day, and it just stunk so bad, and everyone's all like, ugh. But by the end of the day, it was just, because it was a pain-ass to get there, because it was a blizzard driving there, and then we had to go back, and, oh, that was a long day.
You think you have Yu-Gi-Oh hard? I went to a tournament in a blizzard, uphill both ways.
Well,
Dark
hell, what
Hole
was
was
it?
still at 3.
Oh God, what was the Fire Fists were the deck at that time? So that's dating myself a little bit. But Billy
Garbage
Breaks,
deck.
one of the big Yu-Gi-Oh players at the time, was there.
From Texas. He was in the same college as me.
Okay.
Him and Bobby
And-
Break. The BBs.
He was. He did like top 5 there that weekend. I think I only got top 64, but it was still fun. It was worth doing. But God, vicious little people. You think like the little 10, 12-year-old kids that play that, but they have their dads there coaching them. And there was a kid that had like a brand new Insector deck that was at least $1,000 because it was brand new. It had been out like a month, and the kid went 1-1, and the dad took the deck and ripped it up and said fuck it and left and took the kid. I'm like, you could have given us those cards, sir. We would have loved it. People were scrambling for the trash can.
Maybe he didn't get some of them.
I mean, it's just like if you're going to tear them up, just toss it in the air and let people fight for them. Don't rip them in half.
If that were the case, I would have thrown them and stayed to watch. Let's see.
Yeah.
Hey, son, look what happens.
That's how you throw your. This is your college fund. Yeah.
Oh, the
I
guy
would not
looked-
spend that much in Yu-Gi-Oh cards.
He looked like he could drop some money. He had a nice watch and everything, and I'm just like, this is pocket change to you, dude.
He had the nice car and the
Was.
trophy wife.
Yeah, it's the whole. My son's gonna be good at Yu-Gi-Oh because I never was. Huh, you lost your second game. Fuck it, we're leaving.
He starts paying like coaches and
What
for
do
the
you mean it's
kid
not
to get
meta?
better at Yu-Gi-Oh. Did I say you could rest? Summon, summon, summon. Trap card, trap card, trap
Draw.
card.
Why'd you
Draw.
lose, Dinkelberg?
Dinkleberg. There are people that are just Maddie says those poor cards. There are just people that are way too competitive when it comes to. There are cosplayers that are just really butthurt.
Yeah.
There was one cosplayer who dressed up as Green from Pokemon. Green looks just like Gary. You would think they're the same character. They are they kind of are essentially the same person.
Right.
But the way Gary's depicted in the manga and in the anime are completely different night and day. And so I see the guy walking. I didn't know the guy hated me at the time. So I see him walking by. I'm like, "What's up, Gary Oak?" He's like, "I'm green, you asshole." I'm like, "No, you're white." I'm like, "No, I didn't say that." But I said, he's like, "I'm green, you asshole." I'm like, "Who the fuck cares? Don't you got to go catch them all?" So I didn't know, like, in the manga, he was called Green. I'm like, who the fuck cares, dude? Gary, Green, bitch. Who cares? Because the guy was being a dick to me. I'm like, normally I'm not a dick to you. I'm not rude to you unless you're a dick to me. Like, if you say, like, if I get your character name wrong, you don't have to be a douche about it. Like, oh, fuck you. I'm
This guy.
I'm Toyota Mitsubishi Kia Soul from this anime.
I'm from Fate.
I'm from this anime that you've never heard of that's underground that they only sell at Spencer's on Tuesdays at 12.
I had to respond to Jason's comment. I'm from Fate. I wanted to go, I'm sorry. Do you understand the timeline? Because we don't.
Creator didn't fucking understand the timeline.
God, it's
It's kind of like the Naruto creator who kind of wrote himself into a hole. He's like, what the fuck am I going to do?
Well,
You know,
it's-
this guy's really powerful. Be a shame if an alien showed up.
it's a really good pickle I got Naruto in. Would be a shame if he pulled that bullshit of friendship. No, Naruto, don't. Hey guys, you know that swing I like? Shut the fuck up, Naruto.
You see that swing, it's all over.
That swing
Even
had words.
Dragon Ball is guilty of the friendship thing.
I don't know. I still like the whole. There's a bad guy. He just beat up all my friends. What are you gonna do, Goku? I think I'm gonna punch him.
Harder.
Really hard.
Really hard. No, but when Krillin died, he kills Goku's friend, and all of a sudden Goku unlocks this ancient alien godlike power.
I love how they hyped up for so long that Goku was this chosen one, and oh yeah, he's special. And then they meet Broly, and they're like, oh.
You just
It
got to
was
be
a
really
fluke.
pissed.
The manga Dragon Ball Super has done, like, I really like the manga for Dragon Ball Super because it's so good. Like, they explain, so they haven't, so Broly is canon to the manga, not the anime. Because the anime and the manga are different.
In the movie, follows the manga.
Right.
Close, correct?
Right. Because in the manga, Vegeta has the Super Saiyan God power. But in the anime, he doesn't. So in the manga, they say when Kale becomes the Berserker, they do call her the legendary Super Saiyan. But the story of the legendary Super Saiyan is this. The legendary Super Saiyan constantly gets stronger and stronger and stronger until they blow up.
Like
Because
a
the
balloon.
story was that the legendary Super Saiyan appeared, and one day, like, the planet exploded and they died. Or that was the story. So the story for Dragon Ball Super is they'll get stronger and stronger and stronger until their body can no longer take it, and then they blow up. They blow up like a bomb. And Jiren's master was killed by a demon. And the angels can't bring someone back to life that was killed by a demon. Because they could bring Frieza back to life. Because they asked, like, why didn't you just bring Jiren's master back to life? Oh, we can't. The angels can't bring anyone back to life that was killed by a demon.
Wasn't that the rule they'd had for King, like Demon King Piccolo, because he was a demon, but then later he's not a demon? So
Well,
could
no,
bring him back?
they thought that they couldn't bring anybody back, but he wasn't a demon; he was an alien. They didn't know. The boar is a little
Toriyama.
different.
I thought they were just alien slug people.
They are essentially.
They are slick people.
I thought we were demons. No, just space alien slug people. Oh, that's not as scary though.
Not as threatening either.
That seems a little mundane. Yeah, tell me about it.
I think I know how to beat him. I swear to God, if you say hit him hard, hit him harder.
Kakarot, if
Hit him
you
hard
say
together.
punch him harder, I'm gonna kick you in the dick. I was
Kick
gonna
it.
say punch him
I was gonna
Harder.
say punch him harder
together.
together.
Fuck it.
God
All right,
damn.
I'll take 500. You take the other 500. No, I'm gonna take 501. That's the spirit, Vegeta.
That's the spirit, Vegeta.
I still
We're
like.
friends. We're friends, right? Fuck off.
The best.
Still like
Yeah,
the
it was
first
really
time.
great. I really like Nap because I was gonna cosplay Ghost Nappa, and I do want to still cosplay Ghost Nappa.
You got a better voice for it than me.
Yeah, well, I need to get Jace's permission first. Jace, to have your
You can
permission.
play Nappa. I'll get a bag of flour and pour it all over you.
That's not how I was gonna do it, but okay. I was gonna get a morph suit, the white, because I had a green one, but I didn't know they have tramp stamps on them.
Yeah, they
That
usually
sounds
have
like-
the logos on them. Yeah.
Sounds like Ghost Nappa to me.
They have tramp stamps on the morph suits. On like right above your ass on the backside, it says morph suit.
Wear armor. He wears armor.
I know, but still, I know. I found that out because of the Ninja Turtle that I did. But I want to cosplay Ghost Nappa.
I'll
Ghost
cosplay Business Nappa.
Business
Well,
Nappa.
Since we shifted onto the subject of a bridge, a fun thing you guys might get a kick out of is when the Cell Saga was going still pretty big. I think like 3 years ago at Yoma. Team 4-Star was there, and I worked really hard to make a perfect Cell cosplay, and waited all night to go to the panel and memorize the perfect Cell song that he sings when he's freshly born. And
P is for perfect.
oh god, I can't remember how to sing it anymore, but I had it down pat, and it's like the whole like 7-hour drive up there. But my whole point was I was going to sing it to Takahata, which he couldn't make it because of the last issue thing.
He never
Lanny
makes it.
Couture was there. Oh, he went the next year. But Lanny and Kaiser Neko were both there, and I walked in, and staff instantly goes, "I don't think you can sit, so let's put you up front." I'm like, "Okay." And right off the bat, walking on in, Lanny goes, "Wait," and he goes straight to the Vegeta voice, and he goes, "I see you, Cell. Fuck you!" And I'm like, "What?" And he goes, "All right, everyone else come back on in." So they let us line up for comments, and later on, it came up, "That's really cool." And he goes, "Do you want to get like a video or something?" I said, "I really want to get a video of Kaiser punching me like Trunks, just wailing away on the costume." And if anyone's ever done like boffer weapons or anything, my hope like it's made with that soft foam. So you
The
can
EVA
hit
foam?
me- yeah, you can hit me with a 2x4 and I won't feel it. So I'm like, punch me as hard as you can and wail on it. And Kaiser's like, "Oh, I want to do this." So he punched, and you could hear his hand crack like he popped all his knuckles. He goes, "Ow, that kind of hurt." And I'm like, "Yeah, no, you can punch harder." But Lanny just wailed away on it. He screamed like Trunks, and it was just one of those fun experiences because it's freezing cold this time of the year outside. So it's a great costume to be in once you get inside.
Like how freezing cold? Like are we talking about like
It's
snow?
usually like, yeah, snow, 20 degrees in October because it's right on the Canadian border for YomaCon. But it was a fun experience. Oh,
I remember the first time I went to Chicago and it was snowing and I was just like trying to be funny. I'm like, you know what? This is bullshit. In my home country, the winter is only 70 degrees.
Yeah,
And, like,
Chicago's a little weird on the weather.
I literally said, "Fuck you and your white man's winter."
Damn Yankees.
I call it every
yeah.
time it snows. I always call it white man's winter.
Chicago's got that whole. It could be snowing and it's like fine 20, 30 degrees in the city. But once you get 2 blocks off from the lake, it drops like 40 degrees and you're like, ugh.
Oh, the city was insulating it.
Yeah, no, Chicago's a little weird. Like, it was hot one day, and then I crossed the street, and then it got like 10 degrees cooler. I was like, the fuck?
Yeah, it's all that lake effect that comes off there. I work for a property management company up here, and I had to go and check some buildings right on the edge of the lake. And it was during January, so it was fine in the main part of town. I work all throughout Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
And I go and I park, and it's fine. And I have to go, like, walk 2 or 3 blocks, and I get out there, and it goes from, like, oh, it's okay for me to wear my winter jacket and jeans to it's fucking freezing. And I'm hoofing a few blocks, and I get back, my legs are all kind of numb. I'm like, oh, I should have worn one. But it's all the lake effect. It's all that cold air blowing off the lake, and winter in Chicago sucked.
Yeah, I know it's hot as fuck here year round. So people come here they go to Florida for vacations. They don't really come to Houston.
Wait a sec. What did you change your background to, Jace?
This is Special Agent Oso.
Special
Oso.
Agent Oso.
Oh, that
It's
is the stuff I don't want to see.
Oso is Spanish for bear.
Yeah, it's Spanish for bear.
That is. What's this? It's Uncanny Valley. There we go. It's that like.
It looks creepy as fuck, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's
it looks
pretty
fine,
fucking.
But when you see that realistic bear face, you're like,
It's
It
the
has-
mouth that throws me off. It's so yellow and green, and then
The
God, take that off, sexual harassment panda off your fucking screen.
Okay.
Damn.
oh, there we go.
Now we have dick pics.
Yeah.
I feel we got derailed. Was there a point for what we were going for? Or we
I
just went
totally
off the rampart?
forgot. Okay, Sonic, what were we supposed to talk about today? What were our subjects? We talked about the con briefly, right?
mm-hmm.
What else were we supposed to talk about? The Yu-Gi-Oh
What were we supposed to
thing.
talk-
That's all I
the
had.
Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Yeah.
Oh,
And
we were
I-
supposed to
I
talk
did- I never
about
covered the Yu-Gi-Oh thing.
Avatar.
And
And
Avatar. Okay, so for most people who don't know about this, as you may or may not know, Avatar: The Last Airbender, they were doing a live action for Netflix. However, today, let's just say there was a huge wrench thrown into those plans as the original creators left due to creative differences.
Actually, I have a statement on. They made an
And
online
I'll have a
statement about it. I have it. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna go ahead and share that with the people that are still here watching. All right, people, let's go ahead and transition to the open letter to the fans. It's got that little transition video that's playing. Geeks 5 Ever. An open letter to the Avatar: The Last Airbender fans. Many of you have been asking me for updates about the Avatar live-action Netflix series. I can finally tell you that I am no longer involved with the project. In June of this year, after 2 years of development work, Brian, something I can't even begin to fucking pronounce,
Let's go.
and I made the difficult decision to leave the project. That's the end of the statement.
I mean, there was the other. They actually had a longer one, actually.
Oh, for real, you got it? Because that's all I could fucking find.
Wow.
Look, man, I was researching and then I fell asleep, and then I thought I had set my alarm for 6:30, but it turns out it was the calculator.
Doggy, stop it.
I want that to be a real video game. The game
bear
about
one?
being a bear, be a bear in over 40 bear scenarios.
X Bear 360.
Expert 360.
It's can you pet the bear? I don't know. How ballsy are you?
Pretty ballsy. If you have food to feed it, it'll let you pet it.
Okay, so I actually have the here's the extended letter.
Yeah, go ahead and read it for us, please.
Okay. When Brian and I signed on to the project in 2018, we were hired as executive producers and showrunners. In a joint announcement for the series, Netflix said that it was committed to honoring our vision for this retelling and to supporting us on creating the series. And we expressed how excited we were for the opportunity to be at the helm. Unfortunately, things did not go as well as we hoped. Look, things happen. Productions are challenging. Unforeseen events arise. Plans have to change. And when those things have happened and other points during my career, I like to be an air nomad and adapt. I do my best to go with the flow no matter what obstacles put in my way, but even an air nomad knows when it's time to cut their losses and move on. I started to reevaluate what is truly important in my life and what I wanted to do and what's left for it. I took some advice from Uncle Iro. I looked inward and started asking myself the big question: who are you and what do you want? I also sought wisdom from Stoic philosophers who were big on differentiating between what is within our control and what isn't. I realized I couldn't control the creative direction of the series, but I could control how I responded. So I chose to leave the project. It was the hardest professional decision I've ever had to make, and certainly not one that I took lightly. But it was necessary for my happiness and creative integrity. And who knows? Netflix's live-action adaptation of Avatar has to be potential to be good. It might turn out to be a show many of you end up enjoying. But what I can't be certain is that whatever version ends up on screen, it will not be what Brian and I had a vision or intended to make. I also want to be clear that doesn't mean the end of my involvement in the Avatar universe. These stories and characters are important to me, and the renewed interest and excitement in Avatar and Korra have been inspiring to see. I think there is more. No, that's it.
So in layman's terms, it's gonna suck.
You're gonna get a few good episodes.
Basically, in a nutshell, what Netflix will be showing, we had nothing to do. We don't know. It's not in our control.
They're saying we didn't agree because it was going in a shit direction, and they're like, well, it's our fucking project, and okay, so we left, and well, Netflix has a lot of good live action adaptations, but unfortunately, they also have Death Note.
They got some real stinkers on there too.
Yeah, for every good one, there's like 6 really bad ones.
I watched Death Note 3 times because I tried to watch it with an open mind, and I've come to realize it sucks.
Took you 3 times?
Because I was trying to, because it's like Batman v Superman. When you watch the extended cut, the first time I saw Batman v Superman in theater, I'm like, there's shit missing. I know it. Because it was, to me, it was good, but there was something missing that made it a good movie. I knew that it was good, but I just didn't feel like it was a good movie. Then I saw the extended cut, and I'm like, holy shit, this is actually pretty good. Because they go more into the political aspect of how the world views Superman. And they go into why Batman went after Superman. And there's so much detail as to why Batman goes after Superman. I'm like, holy shit, this actually makes sense. Because like they added a bunch, they put all the scenes where Superman was being framed for killing like domestic terrorists or whatever the fuck. Not domestic terrorists, I'm sorry, the guerrilla group, the rebel group, whatever, for killing them. Like, because they shot all of them and then they fried their bodies before he arrived. And they left it there as evidence. Like, look, Superman killed these guys with his x-ray vision. So there was a lot of...
I might have.
And Superman's like, I didn't do that shit. Superman's like, I didn't do any of that shit. I don't fry people with my heat vision. I didn't turn them into manwitches.
There's a comment that Hot Take Death Note was still better than Dragon Ball Evolution.
That's a...
Fighting words.
It's so true, though.
Yeah.
The only thing good about Dragon Ball Evolution was Master Roshi.
The only thing good about Dragon Ball Evolution was they got the names right, unlike Avatar, the last Airbender that was on theaters. Ong, Suka, Soko.
What the twist?
What the twist?
The irony was that I got into Avatar and we binged all what was in Nickelodeon, and they're like, the live action movie is coming out, and I'm like, oh, this will be cool. I left. This is a crock of shit.
I fell asleep.
Mistake.
I literally okay. So I found out that the live action movie was coming out because the fuck, my house is haunted. There was like a flashing light right next to me. It was red. It's fucking weird. Anyways, or maybe I'm just tired. Anyways, so we go to Best Buy. We look at, they have Avatar the series, the complete series for sale. And it has a sticker on it that says, look out for Avatar, The Last Airbender movie next year. That's how I found out about the movie. Because the DVDs had stickers on them that said, look out for the movie next year. I'm like, oh, okay. They're doing a live action movie. Cool. I watched it. And I snore fucking loud. I pissed people off in the theater.
A lot of people did a lot of people went to go see that. They like walked out and they snuck into Toy Story 3 because that came out at the same time.
Well, okay, I had to watch the movie twice because the first time I fell asleep. I fell asleep because I was tired. The movie, I fell asleep because I work at a hotel and
You
I
were
had to get
tired.
up early, and I was already tired, and the movie was kind of boring at first. So I was like,
I kind of know how you felt
Don't
because
defend the movie.
I'll admit, I actually last time I ever fell asleep during a movie was for My Hero because I went to go see it in dub days earlier, and then the day I went to go see it when I fell asleep, I already woke up early because I was like working, and I was like, oh shit, I fell asleep like midway
Right.
through. I felt awful. I was like, shit. I
do you
actually
guys
slept midway through.
do you guys have any more questions? Anybody have any more questions that you want to ask?
No, that was
Anything? What about you, Brad? Do you have anything you want to say to the audience?
Nothing much more than I would say it's a pretty cool honor to be on here and chat with you guys. If you guys want to check me out, it's Brad Duct Tape Hale on YouTube, Twitter, or Instagram. I do a bunch of goofy all-around kind of cosplay, let's plays, kind of funny stuff with voice actors. We did like a funny thing with Leon Kennedy's voice actor in Mr. X. It's up there. Just goofy stuff. I try to keep random conventions, stuff like that. But yeah, it's like it was an honor being on here. I'm gonna try and get some Power Ranger stuff off later this week if you guys want to check it on out. So
Fuck yeah, that sounds awesome. Thank you for being on here. Thank you for agreeing to be on here. Talk briefly about the conventions in that area and the ones that are owned by douchebag
Voldemort.
it was my
Voldemort.
pleasure.
We're gonna call him Dick Dastardly.
Don't insult Dick Dastardly like that.
Yeah,
Oh
don't
my God,
insult
don't-
him like that.
Can you give me a list of fucking people I can insult?
I
Okay.
mean, there's some. Hitler's
Super
one.
John.
Long hair John.
You can never go wrong with Hitler.
Long
Always-
John. Long John.
We might want to save Hitler for someone later on. We don't know.
Yeah,
some
I think we're gonna
reserve.
find like you think that
XX John X.
you always think that you found the worst. Like this guy is the best at being the worst, and then someone's like, "Hold my beer."
Yeah, that's a pretty good way to put it. That's been 2020 so far.
Yeah, but if I see Godzilla at this point, thank you 2020 for being consistent.
If I see Godzilla, I'm taking a photo. I'm not running. I'm taking a photo.
I wouldn't even run either. I just grab a beer and be like, "Fuck it."
Do it.
Oh no,
Do it.
Godzilla! And I'm like, oh yeah, no, keep going.
Over here, step on me, get it over with, make it
I got
quick.
a couple
Aim.
car payments left. Please destroy it. I want the insurance money.
Fly directly to the forehead. Right here.
Right here. No, thank you for being on here. Thank you so much. We hopefully you can join us again in the future. You are
would
more
love
than
to.
you are more than welcome to be on here in the future. We'll
would
figure
love
something
to.
out and we'll invite you again because we're always constantly inviting guests and we're constantly trying to invite different guests every day. And this is really difficult for him. This is really difficult because we're a daily podcast and there are other daily podcasts, but it's so fucking hard to have topics and like new fresh things to talk about and guests and like, oh, we had that guest already. How long ago? Like 5 interviews ago. Well, how often do you do an interview? Every fucking day.
It doesn't
Yes,
help
you do.
that there's nothing fucking going on.
Yeah, it doesn't help that this is the year where we haven't had a fucking movie all year round. Thank you,
conventions.
Sonic the Hedgehog. We appreciate you.
What are you
Yeah,
guys
that
gonna
was
do if Sonic wins an Emmy or an Oscar because it was like one of the best movies of the year?
It was the only movie of the fucking year.
Hey,
Yeah,
that's still
essentially.
better than nothing.
I mean, at this point, Justice League
It's a
Dark,
big victory.
Sonic wins for best animation, best CGI, best
visual
actor,
Best
Best-
leading actor, best supporting actor.
best pet acting. They make up shit for it.
I mean, if you guys want to, we could always have a Power Ranger themed night. That would be fun.
Maybe.
So you and Goku can have a dick measuring contest with Power Ranger shit.
Well, I mean, you can do anything. You can talk Final Fantasy. You can talk Power Rangers. You
Jeez,
can talk
Jace.
Resident Evil. Yu-Gi-Oh! I
I
mean,
don't think I have any Power Ranger
Raph
shit.
is a big Power Ranger fan too. Remember Raph cosplayed oh wait, you have never met Raph in person.
You could tell me all kinds of stories, though. Power Rangers, Transformers, big fan of them.
Oh yeah, we're gonna be seeing. Did you guys ever watch Power Rangers Time Force?
Yes.
Jason Font, the Red Ranger from that, is a local Chicagoan, and he will be up here this Friday at a local comic book shop, doing like some social distancing, like autographing.
He's like, let me give you an air hug from a distance.
High
Oh, yeah.
five. So-
But
High
we're gonna-
five.
We're gonna try and go get an autograph from him too, and he also did Resident Evil. Not a lot of people know that he's the mocap actor for Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil 6. So
That's
Wait,
awesome.
he's what did he do?
He does the
Um,
motion capture and pretty much the animations for
Oh,
Leon.
okay.
so
I'm like,
all
wait.
the movement and all the animations of Leon moving in that game, that's all Jason Font.
That explains why Leon Kennedy suddenly has all those Shawn Michaels super kicks in his fucking arsenal in Resident Evil 6.
Oh yeah, because he's voiced by six was Matt Mercer.
Matt Mercer, yeah.
But yeah, the mocap was that because it's one of our other friends that does stuff is he's the mocap and voice for Leon in the RE2 remake, and that's
Nick,
Apostoli.
Nick.
He's
But-
super cool in real life.
I
Maddie
met
just
him at
brought it up
PAX.
in the
He was really cool.
comments. By the way, for those of you that don't know that are still here watching, we've once again gone over our time. But Mulan will be on Disney Plus for $30.
Plus the $6 of the subscription, so basically almost $40,
Yeah, oh,
which is kind of
no
dumb
thanks.
anyway.
And that's
also-
that's not to own the video. You will not. It's to
It's
rent
rental.
it.
Mhm.
I'll watch it on YouTube when it's this big in someone's corner. That's what I'll do.
Or they'll have it high pitch or like low pitch.
Yeah, don't
That's
ever
at
do that
twice
because
the
I did that
speed.
shit with. I bootlegged Passion of the Christ and somebody yelled, "That's fucked up" when he got betrayed. And they gonna fuck him up whenever they started hitting him with the whips and shit.
it's like the book's been out 2,000 years, people. There's no spoilers with this.
Spoilers.
Or when I was watching the bootleg, when I was at the theater for
Oh boy.
Paranormal Activity 3, it was a prequel, and the guy just blurts out, "Run, motherfucker, those ain't your kids." Oh my god. That shit was great. No, once again, thank you for being on the podcast. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
We look forward to having you on here. Maybe we can have you like a week or two from now.
Yeah, just let me know a few days ahead, and I can make sure my schedule's cleared. So
Yeah, awesome. We'll definitely let you know because we're always like I said, we're always like trying to talk to guests, and it's really difficult trying to book guests because like I'll message them and then they'll like, "Hey, we want to be on the podcast." I'm like, "When? Today?" Oh, fuck.
We only do that for John Bailey.
Yeah, we only did that. for
Anyone
Tom.
else, screw you. You wait.
Right.
John Bailey says he'll be on your podcast today. You make time.
Yeah,
Unless it's
so-
like a Power Ranger actor.
Mm.
If Jason David Frank showed up and said, "I want to be on your podcast," it's about to start in like 30 seconds.
John Bailey might say like, "Hey, can I co-host?"
I mean, you guys could
Oh, no,
probably
hold
try
on.
and message JDF. He's really wanting to talk about the whole Legend of the White Dragon stuff. So there might
Actually,
be-
yeah, you got a point. I'll go. I'll show up at his I'll show up at his house and like call him out from outside his window and see how well he takes that.
Jiu-jitsu's shit.
you guys are in the Texas-based area, so I mean, he's doing a lot of like he has what it's called.
Oh,
It's
boy,
called
hold
the PPP. It's the Power Rangers Protection Program, where he's going to comic book shops and trying to bring them business, so the comic book shops can still stay open.
Right.
And he's got a couple locally. I don't
He
know
does,
how
yeah.
far it is from you guys.
In
But,
Houston,
that'd be a perfect
like
chance.
we have comic book shops, but there's like one big one that's like a chain.
In Bedrock City.
It's Bedrock City, and they're not really hurting right now.
What was it? I can message you guys later what he's doing, because that's what
Who's that
Font's
one?
doing here in Chicago.
Right. I know he was in San Antonio this past weekend. Because
Oh,
one of our affiliates,
to ask him.
one of our affiliates, Deacon Rap, who's a rapper, a nerd rapper, filmed a video with him and meeting him and then rapping for him, and
Okay.
he,
Well, we can even see if we can message too, because we did
Hold on, wait,
we
okay,
backed the Kickstarter for the Legend of the White Dragon, and we're gonna have the opportunity next year to go to the premiere in LA with them. So we'll see what we can do with that.
he's in Tyler, Texas, Saturday. Where's Tyler, Texas? Does anybody know?
That's like all the way like
North.
yeah, all the way north.
How fucking far north?
Closer to me.
Pretty much like near the Arkansas border in a way.
Fuck. Okay, if he was closer to me, I'd risk it, but I can't send you. You got kids.
I'll just leave.
So, yeah.
Actually, Saturday I have D&D.
Please.
I'm not doing it.
Yeah, fuck. No, we'll try to reach out to him.
Yeah, it's like 3.5 hours from here.
I had something to say, but I fucking forgot. It just.
It happens.
Sign it
Fuck.
off, Goku.
Oh,
Sign
no.
it off.
Okay, we're signing off. Before we do, on Cameo, if anybody would like to help us pay Chris Hansen from Hansen versus Predator to make a Geeks 5 Ever introduction video, it's $50. We're gonna try to raise $50. We're gonna
Wait, hold
pay Chris Hansen for a video. That'd be amazing. That'd be awesome.
So I Venmo you $50. Okay.
Yeah, so you could. I
Hold
mean,
on, Nogi.
Cash App, PayPal, Venmo, whatever. But we got to get Chris Hansen. We really do. Chris Hansen's on there, and I've been watching a lot of the videos online, and these guys are fucking cringy as fuck. Anyways, thank you so much, Brad, the Duct Tape Man, for joining us today. We look forward to having you once again on the podcast. For those of you that are new, that are watching this at a later time, would you please check out his social media? Plug in your social media first, please.
Social media, if you want to double check me again, YouTube is Brad Duct Tape Hale, Instagram is Brad Duct Tape Hale, and Twitter is Brad Duct Tape Hale.
That is
Very handy.
very handy. Thank you. Thank you.
That's wait.
Like I said, check him out on Facebook. Check out his social media. Also, if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hit the thumbs up. When you hit the thumbs up, the YouTube algorithm will share our video with other people. That's the way it works. YouTube is stupid. I'm sorry. I apologize. But if you want other people to see our video, just hit that thumbs up. And if you hit the notification bell, you will be notified every time we go live. Anytime we upload a new video, because I know our co-hosts are going to start creating content, not just for their channels, but for our channels as well. Also, if you're following on Twitch, make sure you follow us. You hit that follow button on Facebook. If you hit the like button, also click on the video. An option that says follow them on Facebook will show up, so you can follow us, so you can be notified every time we go live. We go live Monday through Friday at 7 p.m. Tomorrow, Dahlia, the tattoo artist, will be joining us once again to talk about tattoos and there's a movement in the tattoo industry against people that are being creepy, against creepers. Also Friday, hopefully we have our Texas Renaissance Festival clan joining us. On Monday next week, we have another podcaster joining us, and it's not the Raven Flock. They usually join us on Friday. And on Tuesday next week, Denim Cosplay will be joining us once again. Denim Cosplay lived in Arkansas or Kansas and they were moving
Tennessee.
They were in Tennessee. They were moving back to
Wow.
California. They're back in California. They're coming back to the podcast. So man, we have a busy podcast the next 4 podcasts. And definitely Saturday I'll be releasing content, and Sunday I'll be releasing content as well to stay productive, to stay busy, and to keep the channel flowing. And we will start sharing memes once again. We've already started doing that. Our number one meme is the Rogue meme. It's still very, very popular. Thank you guys for watching. I am King Mexico, Jesse Goku, the Oso, and I'm telling everybody to stay classy.
Bye, Felicitas.
Bye.